Bum, 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 bum. Good morning, San Antonio. That is entirely caffeineless. That's
That is,
pretty
baby.
impressive. That's how you start a Wednesday.
That's nothing but
I don't
water and
Mio, I don't want to
baby.
know. All I can tell is it's clear liquid.
H2O.
I don't want to know what's in there or not. You can tell me it's
Ciroc.
Mm-hmm. It's raspberry.
Lemon, actually, is what I go with in the mornings. Little
Ciroc, little mouthwash.
Little lemonade.
Little.
I'm AJ Hoffman. He's Rob Thompson. We are the Morning Huddle.
It's not Ford Tough. We are Marshall.
We are Marshall. We aren't.
My inclination was to go Ford Tough.
We aren't Marshall.
Not Ford Tough nor Marshall.
We are the Morning Huddle.
That's what we are.
I used to be a Ford Tough guy.
Never had a Ford.
You know what I did? About
not a Thunderbird, but that was a long time ago.
8 months ago, I said, you know what? I don't live in Texas anymore. I'm paying exorbitant fuel prices in Nevada. I should get rid of my truck.
Welcome home, baby.
Because, what do I need a truck for? And then I moved back to Texas. And now I'm like, man, I need a truck. I don't need one yet. Once I own a home, I'm going to need one. That's
part of the contract.
Yeah. But now my family does not own a truck.
Well, the workaround is you've got some that are going to be needing a vehicle at some point.
Yeah.
And then you just get them a old beater, and it doesn't matter what happens to it as long as you got the bed that still functions and it starts.
That's a good idea. Yep.
That's how I did it.
So buy my
get a truck.
Buy my 88 Ford Ranger.
Exactly. You want more gallons to the mile than miles to the gallon kind of truck.
And it can haul mulch.
Well, you don't want
it
to. You want the gas. You want it to eat a lot of gas because that keeps them close to home.
Yeah. Really, what I need is a farm so I can have a farm truck.
That truck that I'm talking about has turned into a farm truck.
Does it have farm truck license plates?
It's treated as such.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Never leaves the property.
Yeah. Man, speaking of vehicles, are you okay with me starting the show by bitching?
No, go ahead. We both sat through it.
I leave my place at around. We have a designated start time where we start. I don't know if you guys know this. I think there's a lot of you out there who think Rob and I just show up and create 4 hours of magic and there's nothing to it behind the scenes. No, friends, that's not how it works. Rob and I,
professionals,
we get here at 4:30 a.m. That's the plan every day, 4:30 a.m. Now, listen, there's extenuating circumstances. Sometimes you get here at 4:15 and you sleep in the parking lot until the other guy wakes you up. Or you get here at 4:40 because, well, life happens. Today, life happened. And we got here at around the same time. And I think we both got here at right at 4:30, actually. But today's one of those days where I should have been able to take a 10-minute nap before I came in to start working. I turned out of my apartment complex. I live in the 1604 Hebner Blanco Road area. Is that right? Stone Oak area. And I was the light at, well, I shouldn't even say the light. The turnaround lane at 1604 and Hebner is out of commission. They're clearly completely redoing it. There's all kinds of paving machines and big equipment that I'm sure is going to make it nice and pretty in 3 years. But as of now, that turnaround lane is closed off. This wasn't the case until last week. This is a new development. So, okay, no big deal because now you can just go to the light, turn left, and then turn left again, and now you're going back the right direction. I live outside the loop. Is that the way to say it?
Yes.
So I get to that light to turn left. And mind you, this is I don't know if it's quite 4 a.m. yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was right about 4. Yeah.
And I sat and waited, my left blinker on, and I'm looking around. It's like, wow,
Because
there's nothing happening. What is going on? Like,
now you've come to an ethical question that everybody listening who has gone out, either you're gigging, you're going to work, you're coming home from your work, whatever it might be, when you come,
or you're drunk at 3 a.m. driving
there's
home.
that, but
I mean,
that's an entirely different set of circumstances.
Yeah.
In your case, always abide by the law.
Yes.
But for those of us that know that traffic patterns are such that when I come to a 4-way red light that is only red because of the timer and no other reason other than that it's just the timer says I should turn red every 5 minutes, whether there's traffic there or not, whether it's counter to traffic flow or not, we hit those red lights and you come to the ethical decision. And I will go to the existential point. Is the traffic light here for me, or am I here for the traffic light? And you have to decide. And do I need to sit here for 5 minutes, or is this light here for me to keep me safest in all realms? And after 3 minutes, I've looked both directions, back and forth. All I'm doing now is burning gas. There's no reason for me to have ever stopped. I'm wasting brake pad. I'm wasting gas. I'm wasting oil because I'm sitting here because the cycle said it's time to turn red. Do you run that? I will. I admit to it. I do it.
Well,
so why can't there be a fix? Well, there is, my friend.
Today, I backed up thinking, oh, maybe I've passed a sensor.
See, I've done that too.
Came back up to the line.
No sensor.
No. So finally, I just turned. There were no cars. What am I going to do? I just went.
Just go.
And God bless Texas. There's no red light cameras.
No, you're safe.
But
we don't want you to do that. I mean, you're putting yourself in danger. You never know what's coming the other way.
Right.
But there's no one there 99% of the time. But there's a fix. We found a website. We found a portal to our city of San Antonio. I'm working.
And this is why we had to find this portal, because not only did that happen up by my place, it happened here by the office too.
Now here it's a daily occurrence, and this is strictly a traffic pattern issue where it needs to be adjusted. We need to recalibrate a light, because I get why we have to sit at this light, because traffic patterns are such that there's a time of day where that light we were sitting at needs to stay red as everybody's trying to get onto Fort Sam. For those that know, in the morning, I'm talking about Eisenhower, and it's a cross section of like Corinth. It's not a big time intersection. It's just a light that stays red entirely too long, to the point with if you're sitting at a traffic light at 4:15 in the morning and there's like 5 cars on both facing both directions waiting for this light to turn, we got a problem. I mean, and it's a morning thing, and you always wonder, how do you fix that? Is there a way? Can you fight City Hall?
Well, and you found we fought the law.
Well, we haven't won anything. I am now on the first step of what appears to be a 4-step process to getting your traffic signals maintenanced.
I just want there to be flashing red lights.
City of San Antonio does not do it, and I don't know why.
I don't want it all the time, obviously.
Midnight to 5.
At 4 a.m.
or 3 to 5.
At 4 a.m., there's no reason not to have it. I mean, it just makes sense.
I think traffic flow should always be studied, and if there's flow away a certain direction overnight, it should always be fostered. You should allow it. If there's certain places, like if there are buildings that are overnight hosts to employees, those lights should stay green all the way to that place. If you're employing 50 people or 100 people and there's no other traffic, why can't we coordinate the lights to appease and help those 40 or 50 people? Because nobody else is there. All they're doing is sitting at or any kind of traffic light with no one there.
Tony says that's when I turn right, make a U-turn, and turn right again. You can, but that's even more dangerous.
Yeah, it's more dangerous. And I'll tell you what, Tony, I've considered it. But where we're talking about, there's really no place to turn around.
No.
If it was possible, dude, there would be more than enough time, but it would be even more dangerous. There's no quick cut through, and ways that evil bitch will always help.
Goldfinger says, I told you the new guy's not Puro, Texas.
Oh, about the pickup?
I guess so.
You talked about it.
You know what? You know what, Brown Finger? I'm done with you. I'm done.
Picking fights.
Picking fights.
Early chose violence.
Chose violence. You're gonna question my Texas brown finger. I'm not gonna stand for it.
I can vouch for AJ's true and intense Texasdom. I went to a family gathering recently.
That's right.
There ain't no more Texan than the Hoffman family. Trust me.
Yes.
Trust me. That's good Texan folk. Down deep.
That is as Texan
folk.
as you get right there, baby.
True statement.
Well, here's my goal, Rob, and I think this is the first step towards achieving that goal.
Is that admitting we have a problem?
No.
Okay.
Well, Rob and I, when I came here to take this job, Rob said, "You know what? We need to have goals." Rob said, "Let's lay out goals." And I said, "Rob, let's make San Antonio a better place for you, for me, and for all the people here." And I think we thought we were going to do it by making beautiful, beautiful, sweet, sweet radio every morning. And we might still do that, but we're also going to fix traffic. And that's the most important thing. And has any other radio show in the history of San Antonio done more for San Antonio than we're going to do with this?
I put it to you, no.
I would say no. And honestly, I think Rob is going to be the mayor of this town by the time we're done here.
I'm writing a sternly written letter.
I think you're going to be the mayor.
No, that's that is no place you want to be, man.
No.
Yeah. Mayor Ron, carry on, my brother. You can have it.
What's the mayor's name?
Ron Nuremberg. He's termed out though, man.
Nuremberg.
Ron Nuremberg. Been a good mayor.
Okay.
He's termed out. We can't elect him anymore.
So who's next?
We don't know. That's up in the air. There's a couple councilmen that are very eager. Been waiting on their opportunity. A couple. I know of a state senator that's maybe eyeing the chance. So yeah, it should be a wide open run. Looking forward to that kind of stuff.
Have you guys had a lady mayor here?
Oh, many. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, many.
So what's termed out?
Taylor most recently.
How long's this dude been in?
The mayor gets to serve 2 4-year terms, 8 years.
8 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a good run.
He's had a good run. He's been a good mayor.
Do we think that like whoever runs next should run on fixing construction and traffic issues?
Well, I think that sadly is out of his control.
Yeah, but like, you know, did you do student council as a kid?
Absolutely, I did.
Yeah, you seem like the kind of guy who would.
I was the nerd.
I always felt like what I hated about student council is everybody who ever ran for student council from like middle school on always talked about, I'm going to change the menu in the lunchroom.
Burritos every day.
But you don't have that power, see?
No.
But by the time, eventually, people wise up and they're like, you know what? I'm just going to vote for whichever chick is hotter or whichever dude is my buddy. Like, that's how I'm going to vote, because all these guys saying they're going to get stuff done are full of bleep. And you can't get anything done. So, but but as the guy who's running for mayor, you might as well say it. And then, you know.
Well, I mean, the things that he can control, like what we're doing here, I think this didn't exist before him. So, I mean, we can actually dig in there. Now, I don't know how much filling in a web page is going to help me, but I do assume that I should expect a reply.
We're going to fix this.
We will keep you abreast
of
fixing the light patterns on Eisenhower and Corinth to make it easier for us to come in and really entertain you better. I mean, every minute we're sitting at a red light is one less minute of things we can do to make your day better.
Not only entertain,
but inform.
To save San Antonio.
Yeah, well, you know, saving San Antonio is really our, like you said.
And that is what we're going to do. I swear it. This program is here.
By God,
to
we have
make
a quest.
San Antonio the best place on earth to live.
We're on a mission.
We are going to do this. Vic,
well, until I get bored, but we'll do it for a while anyway.
Vic, I've been here a little over a month. You've known me a little over a month. Is your life better now or a month ago?
Better now.
Well, a month ago he wasn't.
Yeah.
Let's go.
You are lying. A month ago, you were up at 3 a.m., but just to take a leak, and you were back.
Then I was back in bed, but now I'm up early and I get to hang out with AJ.
And you've got purpose.
Yeah, I have purpose now.
He's got purpose.
What a sucker.
Hey, how about you? Your life better or worse?
It's about the same, really. I live a good life. You have not hindered my good life at all. You have added to it.
So, that's all I'm trying to do.
Like
add to everybody's lives.
Add to the greatness. You are the flavor. You are
No,
the extra
no, Rob.
little bit of
No.
the stuff that makes things great.
We are.
Well, no, I'm talking about you to me.
We're a team now.
You are the salt to the pepper. You
Yeah.
are the yin to the yang, the sweet to the sour. I mean, you are what make things great.
Man, this place, this town,
Well, it's going to be better.
But here's the
At
downside,
least
guys.
wherever we go, and if it helps me and it helps you, that's even better. But for the most part, I'm out to help me.
Here's the downside. I've lived in a lot of places, and unfortunately, it feels like every place I've ever, and I've lived in a lot of great places, great cities in this fine country. Unfortunately, the thing about great cities is people figure out that they're awesome, and then they all want to live there. They want to move from their crappy city and live in your great city. And it happened to me in Nashville, and it happened to me in Austin, and Austin's kind of ruined now. And I don't even know if Austin's even a great city anymore. They still have really good barbecue, so I respect that. But the key to making San Antonio even greater than it already is it's going to be our secret. We don't want everybody to know how awesome it is. Like, I hope that Charles Barkley still talks noise about San Antonio, and like everybody still thinks, oh, San Antonio is just a bunch of fat chicks and dirty water, and let them think that. But here's what's going to happen. The water will be a little cleaner. The chicks will be a little less fat, and the stoplights will stay red for shorter amounts of time. And we're all going to be happier.
As far as
burritos in the break room every
See, you can't
day.
fix that. See, you can't drain the swamp that fast, AJ. The swamp is thick and murky. Can't promise burritos in the break room.
All right, we got to hit a break. We got so much to talk about today. Mandatory. What does that even mean? Mandatory. That means it's got to happen, right?
Well,
CeeDee Lamb shot the finger at mandatory.
It's all relative.
We'll talk about that next. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Rob Thompson here for my favorite fantasy app. It's Prize Picks. I'm just one of 3 million people that love more or less. Where else are you going to take a $10 play and turn it into 100x of your cash? It's Prize Picks. And as basketball winds down, the games continue. Yeah, lots of finals action there. More or less, you fantasy guys, you know how to play along with the other 5 million active members. More or less is all that matters. And in June, as basketball winds down, I have got the fun for you. Esports. Yeah, get in on esports every Wednesday and Saturday in June, and your lineup doesn't win, you'll get your entry fee back. Choose the Counter-Strike, Call of Duty, League of Legends. You know them. Go play them. Fantasy games elevated. More or less. It's easy. Take $10, turn it into 100x of cash, and it's so easy to play. Remember the code ALAMO. Go to prizepicks.com. Get yourself signed up. Use that fantasy knowledge. Go play today. That's Prize Picks and Alamo.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit, hims.com/joy.
With Wendy's new $3 English muffin deal, you can get your choice of a sausage or bacon, egg, and cheese English muffin with small seasoned potatoes.
And with all that for just $3, it really is a proper breakfast, wouldn't you say? Huh? With a light and fluffy toasted English muffin and crispy seasoned potatoes. Go on, Catherine, give it a go.
Okay. Jolly good morning.
Ah, close love. Grab a proper breakfast with Wendy's new $3 English muffin deal for a limited time.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Select a request English muffin deal to obtain discount. Not valid for a la carte or combo orders. Single item at regular price. Prices are higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Introducing Lumi for Men, and we named him Mando. I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman, the inventor of Mando Whole Body Deodorant for pits, packages, and feet. Because we all know our pits aren't the only place we get odor. Mando Whole Body Deodorant is different from anything you've ever tried before. It stops odor before it starts, powered by our acidified technology. Mando controls odor anywhere you have it. My patented whole body deodorant formula has over 200,000 five-star reviews. And because Mando has a 60-day stink-free guarantee, you can try Mando risk-free. Give Mando Whole Body Deodorant a try today and smell like the stink-free man you were intended to be.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 1515 and get an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack that comes with a solid stick, cream tube, 2 free products of your choice, and ships free with code 1515. Go to shopmando.com, code 1515 for an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack. That's shopmando.com, code 1515.
Get ready for the ultimate pop culture experience at the Ace Superhero Comic-Con presented by Thomas J. Henry. Join us June 20th through the 23rd as we welcome Hawkeye's Jeremy Renner, Andor's Diego Luna, and many more stars. Plus, capture a free selfie and autograph with 10 other celebrities in the free autograph zone. Indulge in our free play arcade, explore Vendor Village, and rock out to daily concerts. Don't miss out. Get your event passes now at pmxevents.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Mandatory doesn't always mean mandatory, is what I've learned in life. Like, I don't know. Your wife will say, hey, you've got to get this done this weekend, and then you don't do it. What really happens? I mean, she might get mad at you. She might be annoyed, but mandatory. We've got to go to my cousin's wedding. Oh, well, guess what? My gout's flaring up. I can't go. Well, she's not going to leave me over that. So it wasn't mandatory. Mandatory mini camp.
There's a price to pay. It's a minor price, but there's a price.
Okay.
You paid a small price.
You pay a price, yeah.
Some you're willing to pay.
But that's not mandatory.
No. Mandatory, it gets to the point when you've reached a price that you're not willing to pay.
Mandatory seems like it's life or death, right?
Like, I'm not going to pay that price. It is indeed mandatory. I'll be there.
Well, CD Lamb doesn't think it's mandatory. Mandatory doesn't mean mandatory in this case. It's not the price that he's worried about. CD Lamb said, I'm not showing up to your mandatory camp, Dallas Cowboys. I'm just not going to do it. And he is subject to fines if mini camp goes 3 days, what do we decide? It's going to be right around 100,000.
It's like 16 to 32 to 50. I mean, it seems to double every day for the 3-day mandatory meetings.
Okay.
So yesterday cost him 16. He didn't show today. It's like 32.
And here's what I would do. I would say, man, I thought money was important to you, and here you are just lighting it on fire, CD. Like, is money the thing? What are you looking for here? But CD Lamb's decided, no, I'm not going to show up. But I don't think it's the end of the world. But here, I mean, this is what you're always going to get from the head coach. No one's going to say, well, CD's gone. This is a disaster.
Which is what he should say.
Yeah, and it'd be okay if he said that.
Disaster.
No one would be mad if Mike McCarthy was like, oh, boy, this sucks. We really need him. But no, they asked him, is because CD's been around the block, does it make it a little bit easier for him to be gone? And here's what Big Mike had to say.
I think when you talk about veteran players, every offseason program that I've been a part of, I mean, the veteran players, some guys have a workout bonus of 85%. So all these things are factored into the planning of the offseason program, because at the end of the day, it's about connecting the young players to the veteran group. That's always been the number one goal for my approach, how the training, how the teaching, everything's set up. So, you have veteran players that may miss or not miss, but they're all engaged. Every one of our players, we've had an incredible off-season program. I mean, the engagement has been 100%, but the quality of work, within the realm that we could practice in and work in, I feel great about it. And I think we can have an excellent day today and tomorrow. I mean, it'll be, we definitely would be above the line of what we're trying to accomplish. So, yeah, so CD and all those types of situations, he's in a business situation, everybody's engaged, and I have no qualms or don't lack no confidence as far as our vets being ready. My focus is, because right now the younger players are passing the written part of it. They're able to get through the walkthrough, and but let's be honest, we're not going to really know until we get to training camp and see them really go full speed, put pads on and things like that. So, I mean, it's always been about crossing thresholds of your teaching program and so forth. So, yeah, for all the veteran players, they've been engaged, and we'll be in a great spot. It's really about the young guys.
It's really about the young guys.
See, I don't even know why we invite the vets. This whole thing, this 3 days, it's kind of like a summer camp for the kids. And, some of the vets, it's mandatory, but they're in other rooms. The kids are at the coloring table.
I mean, and obviously I don't think there's anything going on this week that's not going to be able to, you're not going to be able to be caught up when you get out to Oxnard.
Not for CD, no, he's not missing anything.
But then really, here's the question I've got. If you're CD Lamb, what are you gaining from missing this? Because if it felt like the Cowboys needed you there, it'd be one thing. Like if you said, okay, well, how are you guys going to do this without me? I'll show you. But this is a situation where like CD's missing out on reps, whatever. And the Cowboys are like, oh, okay. Yeah, big deal. Does CD have any leverage, or is he gaining anything by missing this, or is he just costing himself $100,000?
I think he's getting some leverage. I think there was a shot across the bow. I mean, $100,000 where we're talking about at the
I know, but it's like
minimum, he's going to sign a $21 million deal. I mean, at the bare minimum, he will get franchised and get paid and get the $21 million. So when we're talking $100,000 to $21 million, it is indeed pocket change. That we can go ahead and say. But I do think there was what you just said. I think that there probably was. Let's let Dak take a look at third string wide receiver. Let's see Dak throw to these guys for a couple of days and see if this offense is moving the way you want it to move. And if it is, great. And it's probably not.
But again, do you think that a mini camp in the middle or at the beginning of June let's say the Cowboys look like absolute garbage at this mini camp.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the Cowboys are like, oh my God,
no,
what are we going to like? No one cares.
No one cares. But, and I think the reason that this exists is what McCarthy said. There are built into contracts, workout bonuses. We want to see you in the locker room 72 times next year. And this is an opportunity for a lot of these players to fulfill that, to show up and do some things that are contractually obligated, but you don't have to. In fact, if you didn't show up, that's $75,000, $100,000 a day that I don't have to pay you. But it gives them a chance to fulfill their contractual obligations to get those little bonuses. That's part of it. And then McCarthy's big on, let's all hang out and play ping pong. I mean, he's big on everybody coming together and just being dudes and creating a football team. And this is when you do that kind of stuff. I'll bet there's comedians coming by for practice, and they're doing, magic in the locker room, and they're doing all kinds of walkthroughs with stars and doing the fun stuff that starts to build a team.
Well, I mean, and that's what we've been doing here at the Morning Huddle on Saturdays and Sundays. Rob and Vic and I and Edwin, because Edwin shows up sometimes, but we all show up and we watch Magic and we hang out and we just play ping pong.
Maybe break out an 8-sided dice, throw down some Dungeons and Dragons. You never know what could happen when crazy guys hang out.
We talk about Star Wars. We show each other our shoes.
Yes. That's just what dudes do.
It's just what we do, man. All right, we'll talk some more. Get some more of this Mike McCarthy audio on the other side. It's Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, it is one of my favorite days of the week. It is hump day, and the Cowboys, they got their mandatory mini camp going on. Did CD show up today?
Probably not, but we'll have the latest from Cowboys mini camp. Plus, it is Wednesday. That means Wade Phillips will join us Wednesdays with Wade, playoff edition. Wade Phillips at 4:35. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the UFC fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant and in the same plaza as the Big Blind. They're at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
I've got an idea for a new bit we need to do. Okay. I'm not paying. Like you're at a restaurant. Okay. They screw your order up. Just sit there and say, I'm not paying.
What is that? Those are mashed potatoes, sir. I'm not paying.
Right. I'm not paying.
Maybe we should advise people, don't ever try to pull this on like a hooker or a drug dealer.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000. I tried to make payments.
The IRS wasn't satisfied with Eric's efforts, so they came after him full force.
They're coming to put a lien and a hold on all my income, my home, my car. I was just overwhelmed at what to do.
Then Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and their team of expert tax professionals took care of Eric's problem.
I owe $15,000, and now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Take Eric's advice.
If you have a tax problem, you need to call Optima Tax now.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-714-8422. 800-714-8422. 800-714-8422.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete detail, please visit Optima Tax.
Direct has done it again. This month only, get ready for an offer you can't resist. Buy a natural diamond engagement ring of 1 carat plus and receive a free natural 1 carat diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. That's right, a stunning diamond tennis bracelet at no extra cost. Imagine giving her the ring of her dreams and her wedding gift all at once. So hurry into Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet will not last long. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textblend.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Replace stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Homeowners, ready to replace your windows or patio doors, but think it's going to be too expensive? Well, think again, because with Renewal by Andersen, you can get top quality, affordable windows and patio doors for no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. That's right, you don't pay a dime for an entire year. Just text SCREEN to 200-300 right now for your free in-home window consultation and free price quote. Upgrade your home with new energy-efficient windows and doors installed by certified master installers from Renewal by Andersen and get their best in the nation 20-year warranty. Renewal by Andersen is the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. Act now and get your windows and patio doors for no dollars down, no payments, and no interest for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text SCREEN to 200-300. Text the word SCREEN to 200-300. Don't wait. Text SCREEN to 200-300.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential. But finding those people can be a major hassle, unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. And right now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, one click sends your job to hundreds of top job sites. But more than that, ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies the candidates with the skills you need, sends you a list of great matches to review, then actively invites them to apply for your job. And the results speak for themselves. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. That's right, the first day. Now you can focus on your business and let ZipRecruiter do the work finding the best people for you. See for yourself. Experience the ease, efficiency, and power of ZipRecruiter for free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Joe Reinagel here. I want to tell you about something that has completely changed my life. I had vision correction surgery at Parkhurst New Vision. The results are amazing. The readers are a thing of the past. Hey, if you're like me and tired of those glasses, call Parkhurst New Vision at 210-585-2020. They offer a variety of services like vision correction surgery. So call Parkhurst New Vision, 210-585-2020, or get them online at sanantoniolasik.com. Hi, this is Joe Reinagel, and you're listening to the home of the Dallas Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle, 94.1.
All right, here we go.
Can't audible yet.
Yeah, I'm audible.
You already. This play might work.
Okay, you're right. Yeah.
Let's check the safety. See if you put somebody in motion. See if we move the safety.
All right. Well, CD didn't show up to mandatory mini camp, so now I don't really know what to do. How are we going to do this offense, guys? This is here's the thing that drives me the craziest. That I knew when I saw that CD didn't show up. I said, when we get to work tomorrow, after we sit through these messed up red lights, there's going to be an audio clip of Mike McCarthy talking about it's just opportunities for the young wide receivers to step up and get reps that they wouldn't have gotten otherwise. And then I thought to myself, no, he wouldn't say that. That'd be the most cliched thing ever. He would never do that, right? No chance whatsoever.
I think the biggest thing too, obviously the climate that we have to train in, really the receivers are the one group that can really go and probably get the most out of this training.
They're benefiting
as part of the the CBA Phase 3, and they've knocked it out of the park. I think our young guys have really stepped up. I mean, just the confidence in the route running. Granted, the defensive backs can't. We're not getting any engagement at the breaking points and things like that. So, but they've done a really good job. I mean, I've been very pleased with their understanding, the connection, and the route running. Obviously all the scheme and the protection as far as the hots and things. So we've been able to work that. Just because more of the training part of it, they've had a great offseason.
Of course they have.
The GPS and all the numbers and things like that. I think our perimeter guys have done a tremendous job.
Hell yeah, they have. Yeah, which basically translates to, CD didn't show up. No big deal. We got dudes.
Yeah.
Even though we all know Cowboys don't have dudes there.
I think what coach would tell you the truth? Because I'm pretty sure Parcells would have come out and said, well, backups are backups for a reason.
Yeah.
We need them here. Today's an unmitigated disaster. Now, this year, I will agree that the prep isn't quite as important. Last year, going into this 3-day mini camp, they had decided that Dak's problems, remember coming into last year, Dak was coming off his worst year as a pro. He had the interceptions, and they had decided that he was holding the ball too long. So they had really endeavored in the offseason to work on timing, to get the steps right, to really get the timing for those initial hot routes, the post-Omaha call, to get the ball out of his hands at a much quicker rate. And it took a lot of work. That was not Dak's that's not his forte, and it's still not the best thing about it. Well, I mean, I'm just saying that what we saw
work
was
ethic's
a
not
work in
Dak's
process.
best thing.
Well, I'm just talking. He is not a light-footed quarterback. You know what I mean? He's not the guy that's got 3 quick steps and boom. He's not that
I agree.
dude. And last year it mattered. He did need to be with those guys. I'm not sure it's quite as important year 2 in this little quicker, flexible offense, but there's no getting around the fact that this is not. We're talking about a quarterback in this last year, and that combination might be nice. That other combination is going to be more important quicker. I mean,
Trey Lance and
I'm talking about Trey Lance running with the ones. It's not CD running with Trey Lance. I'm talking about Trey Lance playing with CD Lamb. And that, I think, is more important than CD playing with Dak or anything else. If there's truly an endeavor to get Lance someplace where we're not sure he can go, he better be running with the ones and get real comfortable with those guys as fast as possible.
Is Trey even at this mandatory minicamp?
I guarantee you he is.
Why? He's basically mastered the offense. We know that.
Well, there is that. I mean, but they've all mastered. If Trey's
CD,
mastered it, think
maybe
about
CD
how good Tolbert is.
should master things. Like, then we wouldn't be worried about this not showing up business. But yeah, like if you get on Trey Lance's level, master your craft, then no one cares if you show up or not.
Well, the good news with this is this was indeed a serve. Let's just see how Jerry returns serve. Let's see what they do.
Pete says they're still a top 5 offense.
That's hard to argue.
Yeah.
I mean, they move the ball, and it really doesn't matter who the wide receivers are or who the running backs have been. They move the ball.
Well, it's easy to say it hasn't mattered who the running backs have been because they've had running backs.
And they still, whether it was Zeke or Pollard or combination of the two or whatever it might be, this offense over the last 5 years moves the ball. It doesn't matter about the offensive coordinator. We've had a couple of those. That offensive line has been solid enough, and the conference they play in and the division they're in have been soft enough for this offense they can move the football. That's never been the issue. Now,
Well,
You know it.
Well, Zach Martin, speaking of the offensive line, he and Tyler Smith both had something to say about it. Tyler Smith talking about the offensive line.
I mean, as far as the O-line room goes, I've been blown away. We went out and got a great athletes, great football players, and Coop, Tyler, and Nathan, and they're extremely athletic guys who have a lot of upside, guys who are learning fast, who really have come in pretty polished already. And, we're just working them on learning the offense and kind of, cleaning up technique things, but extremely impressed so far.
And then Zach Martin talking about the rookies on the offensive line and what they've done so far.
I mean, these guys done a really nice job, and really credit to Chin and Coach Solari. They've been on top of it in the meeting room and out on the field, asking great questions. And these guys can play. Tyler can move, and Nate and Coop are big, strong guys, physical guys inside. So these guys are going to help us for sure.
They better.
Yeah. Although, again, what are these guys going to say? Our rookies, these guys suck. What I've noticed is none of these dudes can play. They're not going to say that. I wish they would. I wish somebody would do that.
Well, you have to. It's code. You have to read the code, the player code speak. When you hear a player go, "Yeah, we're getting a lot of good reps in," that means that first couple of reps weren't good. If you're getting a lot of good reps in, a few of those reps sucked out loud. So you hear that, "Oh yeah, we're getting a lot of good reps in." Not a good practice.
What's it mean when you say someone's mastered something?
That means they have figured out where the page is that they need to be on, but they can't read the book yet. That mastered, that is when
That's
a
a tricky
player or a
word.
team masters something, it is exhibited. It is not talked about.
Yeah. That's a tricky word because it feels like it's got such an obvious meaning, but it doesn't.
Like mandatory.
Man, yeah. Way to bring it back full circle, Rob. We'll talk more Cowboys as the show progresses. We've got to talk about everybody's favorite former shortstop, Tucupita Marcano, who is now officially banned from Major League Baseball. And I got news. I don't think this guy, I don't think he can turn to a career of sports betting.
No, there won't
as
be a
backup.
podcast that he can attach his name to.
So we'll talk about that next. Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Score a trip for 4 to Orlando's most magical theme park, including airfare and hotel. Register now to win at SanAntonioSportsStar.com.
Working from home, you realize you don't have enough outlets or USB ports. Hill Electric can fix that for you. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. From adding an outlet, fixing that fuse that always blows, or that flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price, and there is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or go to hill-electric.com.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
Hi, I'm Mark Cuban, entrepreneur, businessman, and TV fan. People always come to me for investment advice. So here's a quick tip for you. Stop overpaying for cable and switch to Philo. What's Philo? It's the best way to watch more than 70 of your favorite channels and save big on your monthly bills. You can stream top channels like AMC, A&E, Discovery, Live, and On Demand. Philo's also got a library with thousands of hours of movies and shows just waiting for you. Plus, an unlimited DVR that lets you save all your favorites and rewatch them for up to 1 year. All of this for just $25 a month. You don't need me to tell you that this is a deal you need to make. Philo, now and forever.
Head on over to philo.tv. That's PHILO.tv. And start your 7-day free trial now.
With a true Vegas feel, the Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. From high-octane tournaments or lively cash games, the Big Blind has a game for everyone, including blackjack tournaments. From the owners of the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, the Big Blind is locally owned and operated, offering daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Learn more online at thebigblindsa.com. The Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road.
Look at you. You're a man. You work hard, you sweat hard, and then you smell hard. Just as God intended. Introducing a better way to fight your manly body odor with Mendo Whole Body Deodorant. Mendo takes a different approach to body odor. Instead of waiting for it to happen and covering it up, Mendo's acidified technology blocks body odor before it starts anywhere on your body. That's right, anywhere. Pits, privates, and feet. Mendo is clinically proven to block body odor all day and continue to control BO for 72 hours. Our cologne quality scents will enhance your manliness without being overpowering. Plus, it comes with a 60-day money-back guarantee, so there are no risks. Not that you have any problem taking risks. Hasta la vista, stench. Try Mendo Whole Body Deodorant today. Go to shopmando.com and use code 1010 for an extra $5 off a Mendo starter pack. That comes with a solid stick. Extra off shopmendo.com, code 1010.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price to have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
If you're a man and you live in San Antonio or the surrounding areas, you need to pay close attention to what I'm about to say. Are you having issues rising to the occasion? Do you constantly worry about whether or not you can perform? Have you completely stopped having adult time? Is it something you just don't talk about? Guys, we have a solution. Mojo, the 100% guaranteed male enhancement pill that's fast, effective, and was designed to reignite passion, performance, and confidence in the bedroom. Yeah. Be ready at a moment's notice with the Mojo Male Enhancement Pill from Pure Line Nutrition. And for those of you who have used Mojo, check out Mojo Enduramax. Touchdown! A new formula that improves the potency and effectiveness of Mojo. Get fast results, last longer, and be the man she'll never forget. Mojo and Mojo Enduramax, 100% natural male enhancement formulas only available at Pure Line Nutrition. Call now, 210-494-2210. That's 210-494-2210. Or visit us online at thepureline.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
We got bullying. We got bullying going on in the WNBA.
We got your back, Angel.
Yeah, Lonzo's got her back.
Lonzo got her back. He's getting another tat in honor of a bad tea.
Lonzo Ball gonna pay her fine, apparently. That's nice of her. Or nice of him.
That's
sounds like he's
Hey,
got
baby.
Yeah,
That's a good line. I'll pay
that's how
your
you shoot your
fine.
shot. Yeah, you do your thing, girl.
I'll pay
I got
your
you.
fine.
Yeah, she got thrown out of the game. The first technical they said was for arguing a call. Okay, give her a tech, that's fine. And Angel said, okay, you can give me a tech, that's fine, whatever. And did the hand wave, this move, the whatever, as she was walking away. Another technical. You're out of the game. Eliminated. Beat it.
Don't need that sort of
You're
attitude
out.
in the WNBA. We're big time now. Go get on your private flight and get out of town.
Don't they know that people aren't only watching for Caitlin, they're watching for her too?
Oh, Caitlin wasn't in that game?
No.
Well, why were we watching?
Well, because Angel Reese was there.
I was misled. I thought
Oh.
Caitlin was on every game.
Yeah, isn't she on every game? Everybody they interview they have to talk about
So
it.
when does Caitlin come in?
Well, she was backing up Angel Reese. She came in, I think, after that. We talked yesterday about the unfortunate incident with Tucupita Marcano, and it looks like the Padres infielder has been banned permanently from Major League Baseball. He's gone. They said this is egregious. You're not welcome in our game anymore.
You said there's words you like. Egregious is one of my
That's a good
favorites.
word.
That's a good word. It sounds like what it is.
According to Major League Baseball, there were 231 instances of Marcano betting on Major League Baseball. This is the crazy part, though. I want you to think about this. Like, even when things are going bad for you, it's like, if let's say you're flipping coins and you say, me and you are flipping coins and we're going to flip it 100 times. And every time it's heads, you're going to give me $1. Every time it's tails, I'm going to give you $1.
We should end up even. The
long term, you will end up even.
We will end up even.
But let's say there's a really bad run of 100 coin flips. Chances are good one of us is going to end up like maybe $20. Like if it's 60-40 or 65-35 would even be like, wow, that's crazy. 65-35.
But if you were a professional coin flipper, that was your job, you'd think you'd kind of figure out an angle to keep it at 50. You just kind of over time, just because that's your job.
And listen, sports betting's hard.
It ain't easy.
If you hit 55%
You're a
betting
rich
sports,
man.
you are doing
You're
very
doing
well.
very well.
Tucupita Marcano won 4.3% of the 231 Major League Baseball related bets that he made. That, if you do the math, means that he went 9 and 222. One thing, I don't know anything about Tucupita Marcano except this. He's not married. Because if you had to keep putting money back in the account, like the third time, your wife's like, no, you're not good at betting. You're not allowed to do this anymore. 9 wins, 222 losses. That's dreadful.
Unfortunately, he just quit his day job.
Or was asked
not
to resign.
return. So,
all right, we'll be back. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Talking Spurs next.
Riding to work with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. It's the Morning Huddle, KTFM Floresville.
The Golf Club of Texas has some of the best course conditions with the friendliest staff. The golf is great. They have lighted driving range and practice area. While it feels like a country club, it's not a private club. It's open to the public, so bring the family into the Tin Cup Bar, the nicest sit-down restaurant in that area of San Antonio, specializing in Texas food, wine, and spirits. For golf or dinner, go to the Golf Club of Texas off Highway 90, online at golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
Testosterone levels in men can start to decrease as early as 30 years old, and long-term health risks can be extremely damaging to your body. Rock's Discount Vitamins carries a variety of natural testosterone boosters that can immediately provide you with more energy, increased libido, increased metabolism, and improve your mood. Rock's Discount Vitamins natural testosterone boosters can even help you build muscle and lose weight faster. With 11 San Antonio locations, visit rocksdiscountvitamins.com. Thanking God and South Texas for all the support.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Hi, everybody. Scott Innes here. For 25 years, I've been voicing lovable cartoon dogs like Scooby-Doo, Astro. Hey, I love puppies and dogs. And now I get to help pets that need a voice to save their lives. That's where the Puppy Food Bank comes in. The Puppy Food Bank helps pet rescue organizations so they can feed puppies. For just $11 a month, you can save a pet's life. Go to puppyfoodbank.org now and donate, and they'll send you a nice gift. Puppy Food Bank is proudly supported by Thomas J. Henry.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Thinking of popping the question? Diamonds Direct has an offer you can't miss. This month only, buy a natural diamond engagement ring of 1 carat plus and receive a free natural 1 carat diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. Imagine giving her the ring of her dreams and her wedding gift all at once. No one provides education, selection, and value like Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet from your friends at Diamonds Direct won't last long. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Full synthetic motor oil is formulated for today's engines. Available only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Parts.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
As a roofer, spring means the start of my busy season, which means I've got to get organized. With help from Beacon, I can save time with Beacon Pro Plus and 24/7 access to live pricing, delivery tracking, order history, and more. Plus, this spring, I can earn $1,000 and the chance to win a $25,000 backyard renovation just by buying my CertainTeed shingles online with Beacon. No purchase necessary. Now that's what I call a spring cleanup. Visit BECN.com for official rules and to start earning entries.
Score a trip for four to Orlando's most magical theme park, including airfare and hotel. Register now to win at SanAntonioSportsStar.com. San Antonio Sports Center.
The Texas Rangers fell 3-1 to the Detroit Tigers as they will try to avoid a sweep. They wrap up the games tonight at Globe Live. First pitch at 7:05, a game you can catch live on San Antonio Sports Star starting at 6:30. In the NBA, Boston Celtics' Kristaps Porzingis is expected to return for Game 1 of the NBA Finals against the Mavericks, which begins tomorrow night. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. AJ Hoffman, Rob Thompson getting you through your hump day, baby.
I'm not going to say it.
Do it, man.
That's Joe's
Let's
world.
steal that
no,
bit.
I don't do that. I don't steal what has already been stolen.
Come on,
you know what
let's
I mean?
do some Carlos Mencia.
Yeah, I'll do some Dane Cook for you, some Carlos.
Yeah.
That stuff's funny. If I say it, is it funnier? We won't do that. But it is indeed that day of the week of which we can now look forward to a broad and beautiful weekend that will include basketball. That will include a little bit of baseball. We got softball, the clash of the Titans going north of the Red River.
We got to talk about this because this is wild. You're going to watch this game tonight.
I legit am.
And like, not only are you going to watch it, you were saying during the break, you sound excited about it. You're like, what did you say? It's going to be electric. Electric, he said.
I did.
How many softball games have you watched this year?
Including tonight?
Yes.
2.
Okay. How are you so?
Well, I've watched snippets, but it's Texas OU. It's 1-2. It is a OU seeking 4 consecutive national championships. You know how they got into it? A walk-off yesterday. I mean, the buildup, and Texas is number 1, by the way. OU is 2. And here's the other thing that's even better than everything I just said. As an Aggie, somebody going to lose tonight. One of these 2 teams is going to cry. And I like that.
Do you have a preference on who it is?
I wear the state on my shoulder. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. And tonight, whoever wins, I will make my friend.
Okay. So you don't really
There's
have
some Texas to it. I mean,
you don't have a rooting interest?
I mean, there is a little bit of Texas overall.
You would rather Texas win?
There's a little bit of FOE, family over everything. So yeah, I mean,
I feel like especially, well, and again, I don't care about softball. I mean,
I don't either.
It could be Butler could be playing. I don't know if Butler even has a softball team. I hope they do, and I hope they're really good.
I bet they do.
It could be them, and I wouldn't care. But I do feel, I saw that this is the 5th straight championship appearance for Oklahoma.
Yeah, they're chasing their 4th straight title.
And you told me that they play these games in Norman.
Yeah.
Every year, though, not because Oklahoma's good. Like if they play every year there.
Yeah, that's like Omaha hosts the men's.
Okay, or like Williamsport. What it's that kind of a thing. Yeah, I think I want Oklahoma to lose.
Most of the time, I do.
So, I mean, if they've won 3 straight already, you don't want that again, right?
And they are a murderer's row, man. I mean, they are currently the place to go play.
Okay.
If you're into softball, legit. I mean, everybody's got stars, but when you see their lineup and you look at the recruiting that OU's done, and the
Are they
NIL
like
money, there's a lot of NIL money running around out there too.
Really?
Yeah, man. This is national TV, baby.
I mean,
can you believe it?
Oklahoma, you might want to get your house in order. Your football team sucks.
Yeah, they don't care.
Like,
they're in the SEC.
They don't care.
Well, hey, man, you know what? Now, if your football team sucks, guess what? You still get a $30 million check every year. Even if you suck out loud, you could lose every freaking game, and the SEC will smile and hand you a $30 million check.
Ridiculous.
Just for your address and your affiliation. So, yeah, things might be a little skinny, but the facilities are going to be phenomenal. I mean, the weightlifting room has improved. So, yeah, everything's good and plenty coming up with OU. So, yeah, they might lose a few.
Football team's no good. It didn't even make the tournament in basketball, and you're like spending NIL money on softball?
Real quick, and I know you can answer. Who's the head coach of the OU football team? Quick. You still don't know, do you?
Oh, it's Brett Venables.
See, but I said you know.
Oh,
but
I thought you
listener,
were.
average people go, Stoop? No, wait, he's gone, right?
Lincoln Riley?
Is it no, it's Brent Venables. Or one of the Venables. I don't know.
Quick, who's the head coach of the basketball team?
Their basketball head coach is a guy named Porter Wagner.
Porter Moser.
Very
yeah. Close.
He's a guy from Sister Hazel or whatever.
Yeah, he's from Loyola, Chicago.
I can get you close, but in the names, I'm much like my grandmother. I can get in the ballpark.
And it does feel like Oklahoma's kind of building something up there on the hoops side of things.
Oh, no, and the football program's going to be fine, man.
They'll be fine.
The best thing ever happened to them is get into the SEC and start pulling all those Midwest types that don't want to have to go play in California and want to stay close.
Well, you will have to tell me how the game goes.
You're gonna low key watch it because if you aren't gonna low key watch it, would you watch anything just because you knew it was going to be competitive? I mean, would you if you knew that like the best cricket game that you could possibly ever see, even if you knew nothing about it? Tonight will be the best. It's the 1 versus 2. It is truly the battle of the best.
Here's what
why would I not watch that?
I always tell you, if I get to if there's overtime in a playoff hockey game, doesn't matter to me.
Right.
I'll watch it.
It's
I don't
overtime.
care about the teams. Maybe so. Maybe if this game's close in like the 5th inning, maybe I'll turn it on.
And I do appreciate that the ladies still have the run rule. You can still get mercied out.
Can you really?
Yeah, they still won't.
What is it? What's the run rule?
I think it's like six innings, 9 runs, 6 innings, 10 runs.
Oh, that's even in the College World Series.
You can still get mercied, man.
Boy, I don't like that.
Why, man? Call it.
I mean, it just I don't know. Makes it feel like it's
hey, man,
an exhibition.
Getting mercied is kind of like back in my day when you would bust the clock on a team. When you would get to 100 points on a basketball team and the clock couldn't do it any more than 99. I'm that old. That's the equivalent of the mercy rule, where you would just we just busted the clock on these fools.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it happens in Little League.
Yeah, it does. And I think that is literally the most humiliating thing that can happen. I'd rather get beat 90-0 and still be out on the field than go, you know what? You guys are so bad. There's no way in hell you could come back. And in fact, we're going to save you from the embarrassment and the possible injury you're going to suffer because these guys are so much better than you.
Yeah.
I'd rather them say, but they just beat you 90-0. But at least you went down swinging.
Well, again, if it's 90-0, I'm not tuning in for the 7th inning.
Well,
I guess it'll be over.
That'd be an exhibition of home runs, the likes of which might be worthy of tuning in as well. Because they can't end the inning. You get to keep playing until the last.
That's true.
So it could be.
Yeah.
Come on, Texas.
99 pitching for Texas?
I have a feeling that if you are capable and available,
I might watch.
Everybody might be playing.
I might.
Why would you watch 99? Form?
Yeah, I like her. I like her form.
I like her
curve. I like her rise ball.
Oh.
That was really well done.
I I want it, man. You got me all talking about softball.
I'm
We're going to talk
sorry.
about the Spurs.
I see. What you don't realize is I go home to my wife that's getting to know you on air as well.
Oh.
And she's kind of like, you're going to have to educate this man.
Is that what she said?
No, not at all.
Oh, my.
See, no, what her takeaway was yesterday, like, AJ really doesn't like women's basketball at all, does he?
Well,
I don't think that's the case.
No, that is literally the case. Like, I mean, she was right about that.
I was trying to get you out of the hole, man. I was trying to get your back.
Listen, it's more. This is what I want to make it.
Start getting the Angel Reese treatment.
Let me write this out clear. Child, please.
You're gonna get the hand.
Let's say I saw, I got tweets and people on the Brigade Bar yesterday saying, "Oh, it doesn't like women." Blah blah blah. It's not that I don't like women.
I don't believe that to be the case. That's why I'm coming to your defense.
Thank you. I don't like women's sports. Just like I don't like seeing men in bikinis. I like pictures of bikinis. I like the swimsuit edition, but I wouldn't like it if it was a bunch of dudes with,
What, you don't appreciate
chests and armpits.
Do you appreciate the Michelangelo's David? Do you appreciate the sculpture of the human body?
No, not really. But I don't appreciate any sculpture.
You don't find beauty in a firm nalga?
I mean, listen. This is the wild thing about that David statue.
I didn't want to go down this road, but here we go.
You'd think this is the guy.
You're giving him a little bit more. Come on,
help him out. This
why are you doing this forever?
Like,
maybe it's cold in Greece.
I'm just saying, outside of Jesus himself, David seems to me as like top 5
big time
in the Bible of respected guys in the Bible.
Started a whole religion.
Yeah, he was like way up there. And if I were King David and someone made that statue of me, I'd be like, hey, man, help me out. Like, what are we doing here? You think Solomon had that little, I mean, I bet they hooked him up.
Bathsheba seemed happy. Seemed like it worked out for her.
I just feel like they
but that was unfortunate for Michelangelo to sell the man short like that. Or maybe even if you could just give him a little bit of something.
Just even
it's like the modern day filter. Just give him a little something.
It's almost really like at least do him where I don't know. I mean, listen, before you're married, there's a different set of rules. Like now, I'll take my pants off in front of my wife. I don't care what things are looking like down there. But before you're married, when you're like, let's say
I'm a different generation, man. We weren't tending the garden like you guys do.
No, but you didn't want to show up without any kind of, like, you wanted to at least be partially excited.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You wanted to prove what the future endeavors could be.
We call it chubbing up.
Yes.
You want to,
you don't like doing a couple of push-ups before you walk out on campus.
You
just
don't
to get a little flex on.
You don't want to come out like full bore.
No, that's you're too easy.
That's too much.
But you want to provide a little precursor, a little preview, something.
You don't want to look like
coming your direction, and it ain't even there yet.
Yeah, you don't want to look like you just got out of a cold shower.
No. Want to look like
that statue looks like he just got out of a cold shower.
Actually, it does. It's shrinkage, and it's been a problem for years. And Michelangelo was the first to point it out, and it's sad.
I like how you went directly to like, oh yeah, I used to take my pants off, and it was like giant '70s bush. Like you were. Like,
I thought that's where you're headed. Like we had this discussion the other day. Our generation is a lot easier, man.
There's no manscaping.
There wasn't. No, there wasn't.
What about now? You've changed your ways, right?
I am a man of my era. I'll just leave it there.
Really?
I rock a fro. I'm not afraid to say it.
What?
Yeah, man. Why do I need to tend the garden? I've gone all natural, man.
That's crazy.
What's the point?
Like, just comfort. I don't know.
Not that I haven't done that, but there's a refractory period, and there's if you let it go.
You do it on date nights?
No, not recently, but I have.
Have you ever asked your wife what her preference is?
Yes,
And she likes you all natural.
Both ways. We you know.
Okay. Oh, but as in you like her all natural too?
Depend. We I mean,
do you guys
we're an active couple, and I will say that during bathing suit season, it's an entirely different.
Do you guys
it's an entirely different field.
Do your dreadlocks ever get intertwined? And it's
like Velcro. We get stuck.
Oh man!
You see, kids, back in the day, the razors that were available to you, you didn't want anywhere near down there.
I guess
it was
so.
like we only had 2-stroke motors back then. You had to pull that thing going.
Yeah,
that's why beards were all long. There wasn't beard trimming. You didn't have that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not like you were around in Moses times. It's like,
well, when you consider where we were
like
in the 70s.
Tom Selleck and Burt Reynolds found a way to like trim down to just a mustache at least.
But that mustache was impenetrable. Those mustaches were bulletproof.
You could punch them in the mouth and you'd break your hand.
Yeah, they would have. You couldn't get through the steely wire of Burt Reynolds' mustache. And can you imagine the strength of those pubes? My God, those penetrate steel.
It's like one of those one of those steel wool brushes.
Yeah, man, that thing will polish up. You could get chrome to a fine.
You're probably right.
Diamonds with that.
You're probably right. All right.
We don't even want to get into Raquel Welch.
You think she had that?
Are you kidding me? It was the Amazon jungle going on.
Wow, man, I never
unconquered lands, man.
That's why she had to wear that.
That's right. That pelt she wore in Land Before Time, that was to cover up the
I'd never even considered that. When did it stop?
I don't know. It was after I was married. I can tell you that. It's I think in mid 90s. I think the 90s. Back in, we went through a terrible sexual time in the 90s when AIDS hit. And I think that affected a lot of stuff.
Okay, let me ask you about this one. So Fast Times. When Phoebe Cates comes out in the red bikini.
A seminal moment in a lot of young men's lives.
Loses the top.
Mm-hmm.
You think she was
she's rocking the fro.
No way.
Oh, I guarantee it.
Damn.
See, back
you
then,
messed
dude,
up my childhood, man.
No, you've got it reversed. See, back then, if you ran into a girl that was waxed or shaved like that, she was in one of two professions.
And those were?
One, she was working the pole.
Okay.
And one, she was being paid to
work the pole.
To work the pole. That was it, because that was to eliminate issues and back, it was a different time. We talked about it yesterday. You were concerned about STDs.
That's true.
That's about it.
Man.
I put it to you, it was better.
I don't think so.
Oh no, you didn't have you're getting ready to go out, you didn't do much. Wasn't trimming.
There's I think there's a cleanliness factor that.
Oh, there was.
I think
you're right.
The modern times are
the
more
eras are very different.
They're more hygienic.
Yes, they very much are. Back then,
and I guess it comes with better razors.
I think that I'm not kidding. I do think that played a role in some of it, but I also think it was, that's why this generation is just very different from before.
I mean, there's a whole line of products dedicated to like manscaping, like ball trimming, and
which if you were doing that back in my day, you were on a different team.
So like if you were in the locker room and
somebody was all tidied up down there, you'd be like, dude,
that's weird.
You either are coming off of a ravaging, what they're not scabies. What are they when you get crabs? You're coming off a ravaging crab case, which you could explain away for a while. But if the afro didn't return, if the dreads did not come back, we had questions.
That's gross.
We had questions.
You got dreads down there. You need to shower more.
You tie little balls and little jewelry down there.
Like you went to the Caribbean.
Oh yeah,
it's got
you
beads.
can always tell if I'd been to the. Did you get your braids? Man, that hurt.
Oh,
took like 3 hours.
All right. When we come back, we're going to talk about the Spurs. And
is that a clamshell?
What's the grooming like for dudes from France? Because San Antonio we may need to know more for the Spurs coming up. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 FM San Antonio Sports Star.
GiveMeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer, paying top dollar for your car, truck, sports car, exotic. What are you waiting for? We want to buy your car right now. Find out why thousands of satisfied customers across the United States put more money in their pocket by going to GiveMeTheVin.com. I told my buyers, let's get them bought. Right now is the time to go.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Don't let pain keep you from doing the things you love. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. Whether you've been living with chronic and nagging pain for years, or if you've recently experienced an injury, our goal is to get you out of pain as quickly as possible. Arasti is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, Arasti accepts most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Nigel, I'm going on vacation. Don't touch anything.
I won't let you down. Enjoy your time off, J-Dog.
Folks, it's good to take time off, but your home's plumbing and air conditioning, well, when they decide to take a surprise vacation or start working overtime, that's a problem. Call Quarter Moon and we'll get things back on track, working right and at a fair price. Call Quarter Moon 651-5899.
Okay, team, I've supercharged the coffee machine. It's extra hot and dispenses 10 times faster. Allow me to push the button. Quick, call the plumber!
License number TACLA 88589E and 16004.
Introducing Lumi for Men, and we named him Mando. I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman's brother, the inventor of Mando Whole Body Deodorant for pits, packages, and feet. Because we all know our pits aren't the only places we get odor. Mando Whole Body Deodorant is different from anything you've tried before. It stops odor before it starts, powered by our acidified technology. Mando controls odor anywhere you have it. Her patented whole body deodorant formula has over 200,000 five-star reviews. And because Mando has a 60-day stink-free guarantee, you can try Mando risk-free. Give Mando whole body deodorant a try today and smell like the stink-free man you were intended to be.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 555 and get an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack that comes with a solid stick, cream tube, 2 free products of your choice, and ships free with code 555. Go to shopmando.com, code 555, for an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack. That's shopmando.com, code 555.
The best things in life, they come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. Proof the best things in life really do come in twos. Visit consumercellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with the purchase of a phone and activation by July 31st, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6580. That's 800-583-6580.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Replace stopped, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details. Homeowners, ready to replace your windows or patio doors, but think it's going to be too expensive? Well, think again, because with Renewal by Andersen, you can get top quality, affordable windows and patio doors for no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. That's right. You don't pay a dime for an entire year. Just text SCREEN to 200-300 right now for your free in-home window consultation and free price quote. Upgrade your home with new energy-efficient windows and doors installed by certified master installers from Renewal by Andersen and get their best in the nation 20-year warranty. Renewal by Andersen is the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. Act now and get your windows and patio doors for no dollars down, no payments, and no interest for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text SCREEN to 200-300. Text the word SCREEN to 200-300. Don't wait. Text SCREEN to 200-300.
Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the UFC fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant and in the same plaza as the Big Blind. They're at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
You're locked on with us. Congratulations. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. A couple people mentioning this. Frank did, and Rudolph. They're saying like the reason why you keep it trimmed down and makes your statue look taller.
Not a worry with me.
Yeah. Well,
doesn't matter how
naturally
tall
gifted.
the tree is next to a skyscraper. You know what I mean?
Oh my!
Thank you.
Well, who are the Spurs going to put next to their skyscraper?
Maybe another skyscraper.
Maybe so. According to ESPN's Jonathan, what's this guy's name? Jonathan Givony?
Yeah.
When did this guy come into when did he become like an ESPN like
been
a
about
serious
5
analyst?
years. He's kind of slowly
Is he working his way up the ranks there?
I will say,
I see him more and more. I'm like, where'd this guy come from?
I don't think he's plugged in, but I do think he's plugged in with a bunch of people that are plugged in. You know what I mean? I think that he is very good with he's good at seeing which way the direction is blowing. I don't think he breaks news, but I do think he gets the sense of where things might possibly go, if that makes sense.
Well, he was asked about what San Antonio's offseason is looking like, and on ESPN, here's what he had to say about the Spurs and what this offseason is, what their hopes are for the offseason.
I think they want to win. Everything that I hear is that they want to be competitive next year. They want to be in the playoffs. And so they're not looking to make this, like a 2-3 year process where they, they're in the lottery again next year. They're trying for Cooper Flag. They're tanking games at the end. I don't think that that's something that, maybe that ends up being what happens, but I think for right now, they want to be competitive next year. And that's why I think they're going to be aggressive with that, with those picks 4 and 8, maybe looking to trade for a veteran, like is a guy like Darius Garland. Is he someone that they look at? There's been a lot of chatter about that. And I expect that they're going to look at, I've heard that like really nobody on their roster is untouchable except for Victor and Devin Vassell. And so they have some pieces there that they could possibly look to move and future picks also. So I don't think that they're going to be happy if they're, picking 4th in a year from now again.
The truth is, it's like, I think the best fit for all of these prospects is probably Victor Wembanyama, right?
Definitely. And every free agent, all the veteran guards that are going to be in the market, they all want to play with Victor.
The one thing he said that I really believe there's no way it's true. I believe there's no way the San Antonio Spurs look at Devin Vassell as untouchable.
I'd say that he is not untouchable, but to touch him,
it would take a lot, for sure.
Yeah.
But if it came down to like, could we really get the right guy to pay? Like, I think they'd do it in a heartbeat.
No question. They're not stupid. We hope anyway.
Because Devin Vassell is not good enough to be untouchable. Like,
but I would say
Dame Lillard got traded.
Yeah, but sometimes, at least for a guy like Devin, obviously those two get along. So
sure.
you're seeing this
That's
relationship build, and I think that really does matter. And if he's not a long-term prospect, that doesn't mean he doesn't get moved eventually,
right?
But just not this summer.
That all sounds fine and good. I generally am cool with the idea of the Spurs not playing like the long game and like trying to, because we've talked about this before. If there's not much winning done in the next couple years, there's no guarantee that Wemby will be around for, for the rest of the time. It's rare that guys don't sign a second deal with their team, but Wemby's going to get money wherever he goes.
Yeah, you have to sign the second deal with your team. That doesn't mean you're not about to get traded. Let's see what happens with Zion, because you have to. And they have to sign it because that's the only way they can get the max is from the team that drafted him.
And now, but we've seen more and more like, I want to sign with you, but then I
force your
want
way
out.
Yes.
I don't want to be here.
That's de rigueur. So to think that, we're going to sign him to a second deal. Of course you are. But that doesn't mean after he signs the deal that he ever plays 1 minute in the city he signed it. It's just, that's what he costs. And the other teams are going to have to pay that because that's where he was drafted. I think when we talk about Darius Garland and whether you use those 2 picks for a veteran or you use those 2 picks for the process, I think that when we're talking about Darius Garland is the starter for the 2 picks or whatever. I think that's the opening salvo. There's nothing less than a Darius Garland out there that I would even consider moving those 2 picks for. But because he's on that list, if Cleveland was amenable, I don't think anybody in San Antonio would be upset. But my question here is, what if they trade these 2 picks to Atlanta for the number 1? And Atlanta would much rather have the prospect of getting more picks back and doing some other things with their roster, which would have moving Trey someplace else. Would you be amenable to jumping up to number 1 and adding another French dude?
Well, this is what he says is a real possibility.
They're exploring a lot of different scenarios at this stage, including the possibility of trading down or acquiring another pick. They have a lot of tough decisions to make this offseason with Trey Murray, with DeJounte Murray. You hear, teams like San Antonio possibly exploring the idea of packaging the 4th and 8th pick, maybe to move up to number 1. We have to see how the conversation around Darius Garland plays out. The NBA is at an inflection point right now, and there's a lot that's going to come to a head on June 26th.
I do not want the Spurs to trade these 2 picks for a French guy.
What if he was a non-French guy?
He won't be.
But okay, what if they could trade for the skill set? And what we're talking about is the most likely number 1 pick is Alex Sarr, 7-footer. A raw rebounder, good athlete.
Who's the second most likely number 1 pick?
This kid, Reese keeps rising the ranks.
So 2 French guys are at the top of the draft.
Mm-hmm.
You already have a French guy that you got the best French guy, I think, which is good. But
we've had French guys before.
Yeah, but did you ever have the 2 best players on your team be French guys?
Well, Tony and Boris for a moment. We're very accustomed to international players. So I think there are some towns where you go, But here I think it's more about the manner of play. And the concern would be, I think in your mind, you go draft a French guy, you get a big, soft, big man.
That's my worry. When you could get Donovan Clingan,
right,
who's not big and soft. Well, he's big, but he's not soft, not French. But you could get him at 4 or 8. And I think also I prefer, if you're not going to go out and get a Darius Garland, which, man, that might be the best option. Like if the Spurs really want to win now, go out and get a Darius Garland and start there. Like those 2 guys, that's about as good of a start as I think you can have.
And I think that's a doable deal.
I think so too.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not going to do that, I would rather have 2 kicks at the can than 1 in a draft where almost everybody you're looking at in the top 10 are all like, well, maybe he'll be good, maybe he won't. And I don't think that that doesn't include the top guys in this draft. Like, I don't know that Alex Sarr is some kind of can't miss in fact, I'm almost certain he's not a can't miss prospect. This Reese I'm almost I don't like
you. He is not.
None of these guys are home run hits. Why would you trade up to number 1 in a year where there's not a home run to be hit? When to me, it's much better to have 2 random shots than just 1.
This draft, of recent times, we heard Sam Presti, and I believe the Spurs have also, through their channels, said that they like this draft, that there's talent there. But for the most part, the NBA scouts have said that this is the worst draft in 20 years, that there is no star, and we know that. But in every draft, there's somebody. And
sure.
But the problem with that is this is the kind of draft that gets guys fired, that gets general managers fired for reaching or trying to do something. And when you see the kind of player that comes internationally, like Alex Sarr, he's coming from Australia, but that's not what his bloodline tells you. He's the international type that moves around. He plays international ball, but he's a defensive-minded dude. He's a raw offensive guy. And most international types, when you bring them in, are more offense-centered, and they have to learn American defense. Well, this is a little bit different with this Sarr guy. He's 7'1".
This is more Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, but he's not. Everybody wishes he'd be Rudy Gobert.
Sure.
You can draft a 3-time All-NBA NBA player, defensive player of the year. That's a jackpot. He might be that. But what you have to look at is this is the potential number one pick overall. And you go, okay, so the easiest thing, compare him. Tell me what he looks like. How does he play? And when the highest comparison is Jaren Jackson, who was a one-time defensive player of the year, and probably you would go, that's a number one overall pick if I can get that. Or worst case, Nick Claxton. That's what we're talking about, the number one overall pick. Worst case scenario turns out to be a journeyman, a dude that gets 8 minutes a game and maybe a bucket or an attempt a game. That's when we're talking about Nick Claxton. So I agree with you moving up. But if they are going to move up and it is going to be an international cat, this would be the most appropriate guy to do it for, especially given who the Spurs are and the type of player they need. They don't need a superstar. They need a competitor who will augment and promote the superstar.
If you don't need a superstar, don't trade up to number one.
Well, are you okay?
And try and turn someone into a superstar.
Are you willing to go, okay, because you can get Sarr and it'll cost you at number one, nominal money, or you can go out on the NBA free agent list and find yourself a 5-year burly veteran that doesn't do anything but rebound and do that. And there's a lot of those guys, but it's going to cost you a little bit of money. They're very coveted type guys. Would you rather have young legs and a little raw, or do you want to pay a little bit more for a shorter term for a more surefire thing? And that's what it comes down to. And I cannot read Brian Wright. I don't know if he thinks he's the smart guy in the room who sees more. I think he is, and I don't like that. That tells me he would trade up and go get Sarr because he sees something that nobody else sees, and I hate that.
You know what we haven't done yet? Maybe I'll do this now. Let's hear from the people.
Oh,
do you guys ever take calls? Do you guys take calls?
We just assume they didn't know how to dial. It's the modern generation. They don't know how to talk to people.
Let's see if someone wants to call and talk about this. 210-656-3776. I want to know, in an ideal world, what the Spurs do with this pick. Boy, this is the first time I've done this. Try to take a call. We'll see if people do or want to call. I don't know.
Cowboy up.
We'll see if they want. You don't have to. If you don't want to, that's fine. If you're scared, buy a dog. But we'll we'll try that next. And if not, I'll give my rebuttal to Rob on what they should do with these picks. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
To wake up this morning feeling good about yourself, look in the mirror and look good, feel good, attack the day. Well, keep it to yourself then. The rest of us have problems. If you woke up this morning not feeling good, if you looked in the mirror and thought, here we go again, if you're chasing that second cup of coffee and you need just a little bit of sugar to get it to noon, listen close. You don't have to live that way. You can feel better, and guess what? You can look better too, and a lot quicker than you might think. Dr. Jacob Torres at the Institute for Functional Health is in business and making you functionally healthy. And being functionally healthy means a leaner, meaner you. And to get there takes a little bit of work. And we've all seen the fad diets. We all seen the things. Drop weight now, and before you know it, you're going to be skinny and happy. Well, that's just not how it works in the real world. It takes effort, it takes work, it takes guidance. Dr. Jacob Torres is in that business, and he does it very well because he applies modern medicine, and he also applies modern coaching techniques to put together a program that will foster you and push you through to a point where you feel comfortable. And once you start feeling comfortable, the weight begins to fall off. I'm living proof. About 80 pounds over the last 8 years or so. I'm still a work in progress, but I'll tell you what, I feel better now than I did 8 years ago. Can you say that? Find out for yourself why Dr. Torres has been so successful. Write this number down. It's 210-468-1891. The website is iffhealth.com. Go there, take the functional test. I'll tell you what, it'll open your eyes. It did me. Listen to me close. You can lose weight, and if you've had trouble before, maybe it was the program. Maybe it wasn't just you. Let someone, an expert, take control and put you in a place where you can be successful. It worked for me. It's the best thing I've ever done for me. Call Dr. Torres today. I promise you, if you listen close and take advantage, you'll change your life, and I'm sure you'll thank me later.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, it is one of my favorite days of the week. It is hump day, and the Cowboys, well, they got their mandatory mini camp going on. Did CD show up today?
Probably not, but we'll have the latest from Cowboys mini camp. Plus, it is Wednesday. That means Wade Phillips will join us. Wednesdays with Wade, playoff edition. Wade Phillips at 4:35. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Get the last water softener you'll ever own and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE Kinetico.
Visit KineticoSA.com.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149. Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text LIKE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text LIKE to 42424. That's LIKE to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000. I tried to make payments.
The IRS wasn't satisfied with Eric's efforts, so they came after him full force.
They're coming to put a lien and a hold on all my income, my home, my car. I was just overwhelmed at what to do.
Then Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and their team of expert tax professionals took care of Eric's problem.
I owe $15,000, and now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Take Eric's advice.
If you have a tax problem, you need to call Optima Tax now.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-714-8422. 800-714-8422. 800-714-8422.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Have you gotten your hands on Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB yet? Southern Recipe small batch offers big, bold flavors like hot honey, spicy dill, and sea salt and cracked black pepper. Bonus, you're going to love the low-carb, high-protein crunch. Turn snack time from ordinary to extraordinary with flavorful pork rinds. Pick up your favorite flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at HEB today.
This is Jim Rome. Join me weekdays at noon, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. We're going to try this out. We're not going to be a call taking show like where we take calls all the time. I don't really like that kind of radio, but I do like to talk to our audience.
It does matter about the callers are good, then it's great.
Yeah. Let's see.
No pressure.
Let's try one. Let's try Frank.
Oh, Frank's good. Yeah.
You know Frank?
No, but I like the name.
Yeah. Frankly, I like the name Frank. Hello, Frank. Welcome to the Morning Huddle. How are you, sir? Uh-oh.
There he is.
There we go. Hey, Frank, what's up?
There we go. Oh, there we go. Good. Good to
Hey,
yeah.
hold on just a second, Frank. Hey, Vic, was I supposed to push a button or do you do that? I do? Okay, that's my bad. Sorry. Okay, go ahead, Frank. What do you think the Spurs should do with these draft picks? What do you like?
Well, when it comes to need, they need a point guard, but they're not going to take Topic at one, right? You mentioned Castle. Castle is a very, very good defender, playmaker. Can't shoot yet. The French guys, Sar and Wimby look pretty good down there. Who knows what they really want to do? Now trading up for the one, keeping 4 and 8. I wouldn't personally help Atlanta. They still got good. First have good picks. If Atlanta's back next year, for Flag, Ace Bailey next year. But
Frank is down. He just brought up Ace Bailey, and if you don't know who Ace Bailey is, he's probably the best point guard to come out of the high school ranks in the last 5 years. He might be worth the wait.
All right. Well,
and I'm impressed that Frank's doing this while on maneuvers. Did I hear crickets? Are you moving around in the woods?
Yeah, what are you doing out there, Frank?
I'm working right now.
Cool.
I'm at the car wash.
All
right.
Making sure everything's nice and neat.
Well, right on, Frank.
Messing around.
We appreciate the call, man.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
He's a long-term process dude, man.
Yeah, there
it
we
sounds
go.
like he's in for let's hold our picks. We know the talent coming out in next year's draft, at least the top 5 are far better than this year's top 5.
Problem is, again, now you're burning a year of Wimby.
That therein lies the rub. But again, if Wimby's down, if he is part of the plan, and he says, you know what, I see what this Cooper Flag can do. I've seen Ace Bailey, and there's a couple other guys, primarily point guards, that you go, it might be worth the wait. I might be willing. Again, he's only 19.
I wonder what the point guard plan is. And obviously, I think almost everybody you talk to is going to say that's the most important thing for the Spurs. They've got to get a point guard. Okay. What do you want that point guard to do? Like, do you want old school, like a Chris Paul feed Wimby guy, or do you want a point guard who's going to be able to light it up from outside? Like, what's in your mind? What's the best thing to put with Wimby?
It's a lead guard. A Stephen Castle is a much more appropriate.
That's what I think too.
Because Wimby fashions himself a part-time point guard. He's a rip and run guy. He likes to grab the rebound and start the fast break and take the second pass toward the rim. You know, give it up as soon as you grab the rebound, get to half court, make a bounce pass, charge the rim, get an alley-oop, and get back. That in Victor's world, that's the best thing apart from dropping a dime. I really believe that. So I think that he would rather have a guy to give it to, an outlet dude, and that would be a lead guard to go get some points. Those can be easily found, and there's a guy that might very well be. There's several dudes like that in the draft. So you wonder if we're willing to wait on that, because if you draft a point guard, a rookie point guard takes 4 years. 4 years.
Yeah.
Before you even begin to feel comfortable with giving him some time. The ones that get it done sooner are rare.
The most recent CBS mock draft, Spurs at 4, Nikola Topic.
See, therein is the other thing about the point guard, because I keep telling everybody, Nikola Topic, when Pop in his brain goes into the Spurs lab and could draw up what his point guard would look like and do, it's Nikola Topic. When you look at when you said
Is
Pop,
his point guard a
and then you want to go
25% three-point shooter?
I see. Pop is not a 3-point believer. He has adapted his belief in it, but he would much rather take 3 well-run, executed 2-point plays than 2 3-point plays. We're just random pull-up threes. It's just not in his. Much rather have a point guard that is a old school Chris Paul. Let's run the sets, get in your right place. If you're not there, I will make sure you're there. I will be your voice on the court. I will do that. This Topich, this guy's a gym rat through and through. He knows the game and he plays it in the way that Pops thinks the game should be played. So if he's there, even though I don't think it's the best thing now, he fits what Pop's chasing, and it will be a guy who isn't ready to score, who is going to be there to set the table for other dudes.
Yeah, because I like Castle. Castle's not a great shooter either,
but he's a bucket getter, and I think you can overcome that.
Yeah, he's the guy I would want. That CBS mock draft has him going 3 to Houston,
which really doesn't fit in my mind. I don't think that's the team I'm worried about taking him.
Then, I mean, if you're not worried about them taking him, you're not worried about him being unavailable,
I think
right?
the Wizards are a wild card because this Resache guy, I think, is a plant. I think that there's a bunch of GMs out there talking up this new entry into the draft that no one's really talked about. And trust me, there's enough NBA scouts living in France to see these cats when they're 12. And this guy came out of nowhere, and suddenly I'm getting comparisons to Chris Middleton and Trey Murphy. I don't buy it. So I think that the Wizards are either stupid enough to draft
10
him.
points per game last year, and everybody's like, yeah, this guy's the truth.
Or he is just there. There's a couple of GMs out there blowing smoke and hoping some idiot thinks, oh, they like him. I do too. That's where the Wizards sit. If the Wizards are smart, they're either drafting Klingon or pick your favorite UConn dude if the Wizards are smart.
Oh, what if the Spurs can get both those UConn guys?
Well, would it be the same as the Knicks getting all the Nova dudes? Same thing? We just be the UConn and they could be the Novas?
I'd be okay with that.
I'm down. They both share titles.
There's another guy who, it's funny because yesterday I just talked about how much I hate Duke players, but I like Jared McCain. And if Jared McCain, who I'm almost certain he'll be available at 8. When we talk about the point guards that are in this draft, I think there's guys like Reed Shepherd and Rob Dillingham who I think are interesting because they've got certain one or two certain things that they're just incredible at. But I do think that McCain, while he is a very good shooter, I don't know if he's like the full, because when I asked what kind of point guard are you looking for, I don't know if he's the guy you can say is our sole primary ball handler. But the way you made it sound like maybe it's okay having a guy who's good to share ball handling duties. Maybe that's a guy you could look at because he is going to be able to shoot.
If you don't know who we're talking about, Jared McCain's California kid, went to Duke, had an okay regular season, but as the ACC tournament came around and they got into the tournament itself, McCain really showed that he's an NBA caliber guy, and it is probably an 8, 9, 10 kind of pick. And he probably has better offensive skills. At least he's probably less raw than Castle, but Castle's probably got the better body, and that's why he's being listed above McCain.
McCain's like 6'2", probably.
Yeah, he's not nearly as big as Castle.
Castle's 6'6". Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get it, but again, like if you can get a guy who is a pull-up shooter,
he's a bucket, and he has that one skill that he can combine ability to get to the rim and the pull-up jump shot and a modicum of point guard that puts him, in my mind, right there with Reed Shepherd. He can't shoot like Shepherd can, but nobody else can either.
But that's the other thing about Castle that's different. I think Castle can be elite defensively as well. Like, is he there yet? No, probably not. But I think he will be.
Oh, you can roll him out on the court right now, and he will give good defense for 10 seconds.
All right, that is gonna put us in the books for half the show. We're at hump day of the show on hump day. We've got more Cowboys to talk, but I did promise that we would get into a little bit of an NBA Finals quick preview. We're not going to go crazy on the finals because there's not a game till tomorrow, but we are going to look at it. I'm interested in this Porzingis stuff. And we got to talk about the Lakers and what they're doing, the decision they seem to be putting off. So more NBA talk coming up, and we got more NFL in this next hour. It's the Morning Huddle right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Jim Rome. Don't suck. San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM, Floresville.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its edge-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Rob Thompson here for my favorite fantasy app. It's Prize Picks. I'm just one of 3 million people that love more or less. Where else are you going to take a $10 play and turn it into 100x of your cash? It's Prize Picks. And as basketball winds down, the games continue. Yeah, lots of finals action there. More or less, you fantasy guys, you know how to play along with the other 5 million active members. More or less is all that matters. And in June, as basketball winds down, I have got the fun for you. Esports. Yeah, get in on esports every Wednesday and Saturday in June, and your lineup doesn't win, you'll get your entry fee back. Choose the Counter-Strike, Call of Duty, League of Legends. You know them. Go play them. Fantasy games elevated. More or less. It's easy. Take $10, turn it into 100x of cash, and it's so easy to play. Remember the code ALAMO. Go to prizepicks.com. Get yourself signed up. Use that fantasy knowledge. Go play today. That's Prize Picks and Alamo. Hey, this is Rob Thompson here for my good friends at Connecticut. You know, living in South Texas, growing up in San Antonio, it's been a great place to be because, well, we love the land, we love the people, and boy, do we love our water. That aquifer water, it makes some good sweet tea and some fine beer, but I'll tell you what comes out of the ground we do not want in our glasses, and that's where Connecticut comes in. The finest water treatment system you can get around these parts. Designed and built in the United States, it is made in America for you, San Antonio, for me. I've been a Connecticut customer for years, and now's the chance for you to be one without any risk. Call Connecticut today at 656-PURE. That's 656-PURE. And the good folks at Connecticut are going to come out to your home, put one in your house for the next 90 days so you can find out what the rest of us already know, that we have a water softener designed and made with South San Antonio in mind. Call Connecticut today at 656-PURE. Get a Connecticut in your home for the next 90 days. You're going to be like me, a Connecticut customer. You know what you're going to do? You're going to thank me later.
ConnecticutSA.com.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
Progressive asks, what do a middle school slumber party,
Let's stay up all night. Yeah.
a sleep-deprived girl, an early morning paper route, and a poorly thrown rolled-up newspaper have in common?
Hey, my window!
They can become a fast-breaking news story.
Sorry, Mr. Thompson.
Bundle your home and auto with Progressive for great savings and round-the-clock protection.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Score a trip for four to Orlando's most magical theme park, including airfare and hotel. Register now to win at SanAntonioSportsStar.com. San Antonio Sports Center.
The Texas Rangers fell 3-1 to the Detroit Tigers as they will try to avoid a sweep. They wrap up the games tonight at Globe Live. First pitch at 7:05, a game you can catch live on San Antonio Sports Star starting at 6:30. In the NBA, Boston Celtics' Kristaps Porzingis is expected to return for Game 1 of the NBA Finals against the Mavericks, which begins tomorrow night. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yes, it is! Hello, friends. This is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. I'm AJ Hoffman. He is Rob Thompson. We are taking you through your Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, Rob.
Happy to you as well. I love talking prospects in the NBA.
You love talking hoops.
I do. But right now, for the hoop head, as you play the puzzle of, will this guy fit with that guy? And if I do this and do that, that's what I love about this time of the year for the NBA.
When is the draft? The 26th?
26th.
So 3 weeks
days,
from today. Mm-hmm. Look at that.
And there will be no better discernible direction given to us than what the Spurs do on that night. We will know, is this a OKC process or is this a Minnesota Timberwolves? Let's do it now. One or the other.
I was looking. I said a name during the break to you that when we were talking about like finding a big who's very specific about what his job is and knows what his role is. And the guy I like is the kid from Baylor, Yves Missi, who is an elite shot blocker. He is a great pick and roll guy and is going to take alley-oops. And like, that's basically all he knows how to do. And I'm okay with that. But I like all the recent mock drafts have him going in the first round, and I don't want to use a first rounder on him. But then I think about guys, and I know like projecting that you could potentially get a guy in round 2 that can help you is sort of scary. But I see guys like, Tyler Kolek, these guys who they lack some physical tools, but they know ball, and they're not gonna turn the ball over. They're gonna do all the little things right. You know, when you're built,
McConnell.
Yeah, when you're built like Tyler Kolek, you're not turning the ball over 10 times a game. Like you have to do everything right. You have to be like a grinder, basically, and to make a career out of that. And he did it.
He's got a chance. I would say that his chances of being an NBA point guard run at about 40%. But that 40% for a kid like that has his kind of game is pretty incredible. You know, if you're not sure, he's a point guard out of Marquette, just a consummate playmaker. Probably the purest playmaker coming out of the draft, just physically.
And if you're going to take him in round 2,
yeah, that's the second round
shoot your shot. The other guy we just talked about was Jamal Shed, and I've talked about him a couple times. He's not big. If Jamal Shed were 6'4", he'd be a first-round pick, and it wouldn't even be a question. He's 6'1" ish, but he's a dog, and he's not going to solve all your point guard problems, but he can play, and that's the kind of guys I'm looking for in round 2.
I think he's going to go in the first round. Somebody's going to get him.
I'd be shocked if he went in round 1, but I mean,
think that last 5 picks, you've got a 2 years in a row, he took his team deep into the tournament.
Yeah.
And did it in ways that were not about his size. You didn't think he was 6'1". Now you will know he's 6'1" when he gets into the NBA, but he's got a game. It'll matter depending on who's sitting there, who's traded back. But I think there's a team that's eyeballing that thinks that they can get him late in the first, that they will run home happy.
I mean, that wouldn't shock me at all.
Winner, just a winner.
Let me say one more name because I know that you know these guys. Harrison Ingram was a guy who was, when he was at Stanford, was looked at as like, this is the next big star. And he's a Texas kid also. he was thought to be like this untapped potential that was going to really blossom by now. He didn't do it in 2 years at Stanford, and then he went to North Carolina, and he looked like a good player. Didn't look like what he was supposed to look like. When you've had 3 years of college and you haven't turned into the player people thought you were going to turn into because of the body you have, do you kind of start to give up on those guys?
Yeah.
Or I was going to say, is that a guy you shoot a shot with in the second
Oh,
round?
I think he's got an NBA body, and he's going to be on an NBA
He was
roster
like-
in the preseason. But
He was considered a lottery guy a year or two ago, and probably should have come out and stole money then, because now
Spurs were very high on him at Stanford.
it'd be shocking if he was a first-round pick now.
6'7", built like a basketball forward should look. You know,
Yes.
that dude, when you see him walking in North Carolina bona fides, he should be.
Just not.
Him opting in was kind of a surprise, but I think there's guys coming behind him that are going to. I think that if I was a GM and he was sitting there in the second round, you'd be crazy to pass on him, just because the guy practiced against Armando Bacot and Carmack Ryan and R.J. Davis every day. He's got the North Carolina lineage, and he's got the body to show that he can do it.
He's very much a lottery ticket. And you when you
unscratched
draft
version.
him, you have to just assume like this guy might suck. He might be a lifetime G leaguer, whatever. But man, he had all the things. It's kind of like, it's funny how we've gotten to this point where now, if you've played 3 or 4 years of college basketball, I'm less likely to trust you for some reason.
I think that narrative's about to change because
of NIL, guys will stick around and play.
I think there's something about that I believe that the NBA will act like they're upset with this, but they're not, because I would much rather have somebody else coach and play and grow a player than me. I'd rather you invest in him.
Yeah.
Why don't you pay to grow him, and I'll come find him at 21 instead of 19, and I'll have a much better picture of what I'm drafting. I think the NBA is perfectly happy if they got the chance. They'd much rather draft a 20-year-old than a 17-year-old. They're more of a closer finished product. So I do think that there's less of a stigma, and I think a great example of that right now is Dalton Connect. I mean, this guy was playing at Colorado for a couple years, or Colorado State, and then, transfers to Tennessee and is reborn, but he's 22. Before that, he wouldn't even get a look. But now, you know what? He's coached up. He's what he would have been if he'd have been in the league for 3 years, and I haven't had to pay him a dime. And now I get to pay him rookie money, and that's why he's going to be a lottery pick.
I know you follow the tech program pretty closely. Not that this guy's at Tech anymore, but Kevin McCullough. Is Kevin McCullough
Kevin's a San Antonio kid, first of all.
Okay, I didn't know that.
He went to high school here in San Antonio. His problem is he is an NBA player who has an NBA body, and sadly, he's NBA injured. I mean, he's dealt with a lot of injuries, and it's hard to invest any money in a kid that's already dealing with knees and feet and all that. But I'll tell you this, Kevin McCullers is going to make a living playing basketball for the rest of his, adult life. It just might not be in the NBA.
And then the other guy that I love, I love his game, but and speaking of, I think this guy, I believe he was at Texas Tech too. Terrence Shannon was at Tech too.
Now Terrence's problem is neck up, not neck down.
No.
He's got the body and the game of.
I think Terrence's problem lies right between his waist and his thighs. Is from what I'm hearing.
He's got some issue. But when we're talking about talent, go back and watch this Illinois team and look at what he did at Illinois, and remember him in Lubbock when he had a rookie year, his freshman year in Lubbock. He didn't come on till later in the season. He is physically gifted, he's as good as Castle as far as physical traits. And better offensive guy. But
it was unfair. Like Terrence Shannon on the floor against 18-year-old kids was unfair at Illinois. But
he is a loose cannon.
And listen, he's dealing with and I wonder if after the Flasher incident, I don't know if the Spurs can even take a chance on a guy like that.
I'm not even sure they even acknowledge that any of that happened. So they might go crazy again, because there's no speaking of that little scenario in Spurs history. But I don't think they could risk it, especially when you've got this prized possession.
Well, and you've got a window.
And I can't let this crazy kid in the locker room.
But the dude can ball.
Oh, can he ever?
He can ball.
Bounce lefty. Oh.
All right. Let's take a little quick look at the Mavericks and the Celtics. The NBA Finals start tomorrow. We'll get a little more in depth tomorrow. Celtics minus 210 favorites to win the series. I feel like the Mavericks are more live than those numbers say. I have said over and over and over again, I don't trust the Celtics because their path has just been, it's been too wide open. And even when the path has been wide open, they didn't look all that dominant. Now, the Pacers series, they looked dominant. The Pacers lost Halliburton, and you knew that it was there was nothing. But they faced 3 teams in the Eastern Conference that were missing their best. Either of the other 2 good teams in the Eastern Conference from the regular season. I just can't buy into them as better than 2-1 favorites. Have you changed your mind? What's your thinking now on this series? Who do you like?
This will be the first series where Luka's the best player, but the Celtics are just better. They're just better. And when the season began, I looked at Kristaps and I thought, well, at the end of the season, he is going to play the primary role as to how the season ends. He's not the best player, not even close. But what he brings could either that extra thing of force spacing that Tatum and Brown just flourish in. And if he brings that, if he's hitting some threes and suddenly this offense opens up like it did back in April when he got hurt, look out. This could be a 5-game series. The offense is such that I'm not sure that Luka and Kyrie alone can keep up with the Celtics. That's what I believe. But Porzingis can also come in and just throw a monkey wrench into what has been a pretty well-oiled machine for the last 2 months. So, and he's done that before. So I think Porzingis plays such a pivotal role in what this Celtics teams can do. Because if they roll out and they put in an offense like I expect them to and in this first game, and they can control the pace the way I think that they're going to try to and just run past the Mavericks are in trouble, man. But if they can control the pace, this entire house of cards could fall apart for the Celtics. I just believe that the Celtics are just too talented, too deep for this to go any other way.
I was looking at if you're into these prop games, the underdogs or prize picks or whatever, I looked at the DraftKings. They've got head-to-head props, and they're, first of all, I love that they put Kristaps Porzingis up on these because I want to play unders on all of them. I want under on every They're
going to give him opportunity, though, AJ. He's going to have plenty of shots to take.
But you think he's going to? Do you think? What's his workload going to be?
Game
1.
I'll tell you what. Did you hear him yesterday? That's not a ringing endorsement. Yeah, and it felt to me like he was setting, I'm not going to say I'm 100% because I want to keep in my back pocket if I don't play well, I'm hurt. So I'm not going to tell everybody, hey, I'm 100%. I'm all in. Let's go do this. I don't like players that are reserved I'm not sure. Lie to me, man. Say you're 100% and come out and live with the consequences of being an NBA player instead of, I might be kind of hurt, so I'm not sure if I'm 100%. So if I don't play well, don't blame me. Shut up, man. That's Porzingis in a nutshell.
That makes me worry.
Yes.
That maybe he's not 100%. And again, if you're into playing props, that's a place to attack. The other thing I saw, they've got a thing like head-to-head props, like where it's player A versus player B. Who do you like? And they've got Luka minus 4.5 points against Jason Tatum.
Wow. I think that's fair.
I think Luka is going to I think Luka's going to try to carry this team. And I think we've seen Jason Tatum in these final series defer a lot to Jaylen Brown. I wouldn't be shocked. It wouldn't shock me if Jason Tatum wasn't the leading scorer in the series for the Celtics. And if the Mavs are going to have any prayer, Luka's going to be the leading scorer.
Can you imagine? Would you just set Luka free? Because I can see a defense where I would go, you know what? The one thing I know that I can't beat is a Maverick team where Kyrie and Luka are both doing well. They're both 25. I'm going to go ahead and say I would much prefer to see Luka get 50 and Kyrie get 8 then Luka and Kyrie both get 26.
What's Derek White's assignment in this series?
He physically cannot defend Luka.
That's my thought.
So, and I look down
that means
the line,
his assignment is Kyrie, right?
I think Drew Holiday is going to draw whoever is hot at the time, as long as Drew can stay out of foul trouble.
I feel like that's the problem. Is I feel like Drew almost has to be the guy they put on Luka
because he's physically the only guy that's got enough heft to slow him down.
But if he gets into foul trouble, then
that's
what?
What's going to happen? So I look at that and I go, do I put what's the Hartenstein or whatever they have that kid? Do I put that guy out there? He gonna get eaten up. So if I look at my matchups, I go, I'm almost comfortable with going, Luka, take every shot. You're not gonna make them all, and at some point you're gonna get tired. I know this body, and I'm gonna pound on you. As every time you're near it, I'm gonna let you go to town, and I'm just gonna make sure that Kyrie does not beat me, that Derek Lively does not beat me, and primary responsibility number one. You want to talk about who Derek White should be on? Find the corner where PJ's standing and go stand next to him.
Don't let him do it. Yeah. No, that's
if
a good point.
If I can keep the others away, I think I can beat Dallas. I really do.
Luka at 31.5 points is his prop.
If he gets 31.5, I think they're competitive. If he gets 40, I think they're losing.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Kyrie 23.5.
That's the other way around. If he gets 23, they're competitive. If he gets 15, they're losing.
Yeah. All right. Let's hit a break. When we come back, there's drama in LA, shocking development. But the Lakers are considering still and repeatedly over and over keep saying we're really close to hiring JJ Redick. What's the holdup? And I want to ask Rob, does this make sense to bring in a guy like JJ Redick at this stage of the Lakers? We'll talk about that next. Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, it is one of my favorite days of the week. It is hump day, and the Cowboys, well, they got their mandatory mini camp going on. Did CD show up today?
Probably not, but we'll have the latest from Cowboys mini camp. Plus, it is Wednesday. That means Wade Phillips will join us Wednesdays with Wade, playoff edition. Wade Phillips at 4:35. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Fuel prices are coming down.
No.
Have you not noticed?
CBS News 20 hours ago, after drifting downward for the past few weeks, gas prices are on the rise again.
2 weeks of dropping. I'm right for 2 weeks. You're right for 15 minutes. And you're going to trump me on national radio.
I'm sorry.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the UFC fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant and in the same plaza as the Big Blind. They're at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
At Lowe's, save big every day when you buy in bulk. Save 10% when you buy 68 or more OSB sheathing. Plus, get an extra 5% off every day on eligible purchases when you use your Lowe's business credit card. Visit us in-store or online for low prices on the materials you need. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. 5% offer subject to credit approval. Exclusions and terms apply. See store lowes.com/credit for details.
Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
Gotta change my oil.
How about new Valvoline Restore and Protect? It restores and protects your engine to run like new.
Get in the zone.
It restores your engine to like factory clean?
And protects.
Get in the zone.
So Valvoline Restore and Protect restores and protects.
Now you can get 5 quarts with an STP extended life oil filter for $37.99.
Get in the zone. AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
With Wendy's new $3 English muffin deal, you can get your choice of a sausage or bacon, egg, and cheese English muffin with small seasoned potatoes.
And with all that for just $3, it really is a proper breakfast, wouldn't you say? Huh? With a light and fluffy toasted English muffin and crispy seasoned potatoes. Go on, Catherine, give it a go.
Okay.
Jolly good morning.
Ah, close, love. Grab a proper breakfast with Wendy's new $3 English muffin deal for a limited time.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Select a request English muffin deal to obtain discount. Not valid for a la carte or combo orders. Single item at regular price. Prices are higher in Alaska and Hawaii.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Granger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgranger.com or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
Introducing Lumi for Men, and we named him Mando. I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman, the inventor of Mando Whole Body Deodorant for pits, packages, and feet, because we all know our pits aren't the only place we get odor. Mando Whole Body Deodorant is different from anything you've ever tried before. It stops odor before it starts, powered by our acidified technology. Mando controls odor anywhere you have it. My patented whole body deodorant formula has over 200,000 five-star reviews. And because Mando has a 60-day stink-free guarantee, you can try Mando risk-free. Give Mando whole body deodorant a try today and smell like the stink-free man you were intended to be.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 1515 and get an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack that comes with a solid stick, cream tube, 2 free products of your choice, and ships free with code 1515. Go to shopmando.com, code 1515, for an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack. That's shopmando.com, code 1515.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
My favorite jam bringing us in, baby. Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. We're talking about talking some football during the break about Caleb Williams and if we believe in Caleb Williams or not. There's something about that dude that just.
What would happen if he had a Texans year? Would you forgive the crying on the sidelines and the running away from all the stuff and following his coach if he had 1 year with the Bears?
I just don't think he's going to have that this year.
I mean, it would have to be.
But the NFC's wide open. I mean, it is. They were talking about it on Get Up. Who's the biggest threat to the 49ers in the NFC? And when you really think about it, like, there's not an answer that isn't. I guess Detroit is in that conversation.
Probably. No, not probably. Definitely.
Detroit,
yes.
Philly, and Dallas are the only ones in it, though.
Now, how do you rank them? Detroit, right? Detroit would be probably the most likely.
Are they, though? I don't know if I believe in Detroit.
They better be. This is the year. I mean, all things come to a head. I mean, they've got a quarterback who's in the prime. You don't expect this to last much longer. You just paid your wide receiver. You've got the draft pick in the running back. You got Swift behind you. You got the double thing going on behind you. This offensive line is about as good as it's going to be. You've been appropriate on defense. If not now, when? I mean, you've made the steps.
Well, here's why. This is hard for me. If I said rank the quarterbacks of those three teams, how do you stack them?
Well, you know what? Hurts probably third on that list just because of what he did last year did not impress me. The other two did.
Man. But if I said next year, you'd rather have Jared Goff than Jalen Hurts?
Well, no,
but
maybe there's I could see if you said yes, I would go, you know what? You could convince me that way.
Yeah, I guess so, man.
Because do you put Amon-Ra St. Brown on the same level as A.J. Brown? I don't, but I think they use him in the same ways. You know, he's effective in the same ways.
I don't know why I keep feeling like, first of all, I don't think the Eagles are all that great. Just like I don't know if the Cowboys are all that great. I don't know that the Lions are all that. Like, I think the 49ers are well ahead of everybody in the NFC. Well ahead. Like, the 49ers would have to stub their toes for someone else to win.
Yeah, but, you know, when you think of the 49ers, though, how long can you stand on the doorstep without eventually something bad happening internally?
No,
you know,
yeah.
at some point, you're going to go in with a pretty significant injury that you don't have a make ready for. You don't have a fix for. You don't have a Brock Purdy standing around. That at some point, you're going to be out without a Fred Warner. You're going to be out without a McCaffrey at a key moment. And you're going to have to overcome. And they have been lucky in that they've had their guys every year. You know, you can look at, drafted and all that stuff, but he stepped into the gauntlet and did it. You know what I mean?
Ant-Man said, don't sleep on the Vikings.
Oh, God.
Don't sleep on a team that's going to have Sam Darnold playing quarterback.
Seriously? Now, they could be. Maybe.
I'm good. Sam Darnold? Come on.
Viking fan. You just... Okay.
Listen, it's still Sam Darnold. I don't even have anything witty to say. It's Sam Darnold. Stop it.
Skull, brother.
And I know JJ McCarthy might be good someday. I just don't know when. The Vikings are they're not in my mind. You know who was he had a lot to say at the mandatories. He showed up. Micah Parsons showed up at mandatories. That's the way it's supposed to be. Micah Parsons came in and said, hey, this is my house, Bubba.
Who cares if I wasn't here last week? I'm here now.
And he is they asked him, of course, like, well, what about the whole offseason? What was going on with that last thing you missed? Why weren't you here? Why'd you wait until it was mandatory? But Micah seems like he's saying the right things.
I mean, I think that's always been kind of my style. I think I really haven't been here since my rookie season, so I don't think it's anything new. I think I always had like my own way of doing things. And defense is defense. I'm pretty much caught up on everything. I went over it. Paul was meeting up with me, the run game coordinator. So I really wasn't missing anything. So I feel like I was just getting better, getting stronger, getting faster. Just doing my things and what Micah does in the offseason. Wrestle sumos. So I just have fun.
Oh my God, AJ. Oh my God. Did he close that out with a third person reference?
I liked what he had to say until then.
He closed it out. Not only did he say, we talking about practice, and then he closed it out with a third person reference. Holy crap.
That was weird.
That's just what I do. I don't come to these. I'm just naturally great. Defense is defense and practice is practice. See, Micah Parsons, dude, if I'm his coach, if I'm McCarthy, if I'm Zimmer, and I just heard that, this dude went third-party reference on a day when he said, yeah, no, I don't really need to practice. I don't really need to hang with these fellas because Micah just going to be Micah.
Well, Micah thinks that Micah doesn't need to show up for everything because defense is defense, but how valuable is Micah as a leader?
Yeah, I think the more years you have in, the more you understand that there's also like the business side to it. Whether I like it or not, there's rookies or people I came with that's not even here anymore. And I think that's what camp is for. I mean, there was a time where Aaron Donald didn't even go to camp and he won Defensive Player of the Year and he realized he's in the playoffs. Like, are we forgetting these times? Like, you're talking about the best defensive player wasn't even in camp. And we're in mini camp, or a voluntary at that. So, camp would say something that's mandatory. So I'm just looking at a time for my body to heal. I'm an undersized rusher who gets banged up every year. So I'm just letting my body heal. I'm just trying to grow, strengthen, and really just get ready for the year.
I don't know if I'd say I wouldn't say out loud that I'm an undersized rusher who's trying to make sure my body gets healed. I could take a beating. Like, do you want money?
Oh no, that whole little conversation, that was worst case scenario for me. I'd rather him not show up. I'd rather he was not there than say what he just said to me.
Then say, yeah, I skip out on a lot of this stuff because
it's for rookies.
Well, not only that, I'm a vet, but I got to take care of my body. My body gets beat up. I'm undersized. I get hurt a lot.
I don't close out seasons. Have you noticed that? Yeah, we have actually, Mark. We have. Thank you. And normally that's done. That's fixed by time in the weight room, time with your trainers, time in the facility. Normally that's what players who deal with that kind of stuff, that's what they do. They don't speak of themselves in the third person. They don't denigrate the fact that I'm so good I don't even need this. And then they don't say I've never needed this. And that was as bad a 5-minute sound from my star defensive player as I could get, apart from them asking me for more money.
Damn. Here's what he says on business. I like this. What's he thinking about business right now, this time of the year?
Understanding the business side of it too. You know, your body, this is all I have. This is all I have to offer the Cowboys. You know, before you sign a contract, you go through a physical. Before you do anything, before you even on a team, you gotta go through a physical. Like, this is your engine, this is your engine. Like, this is where all my equity lies. I have no equity outside of this to offer them. So at the end, you gotta understand, availability is the best ability. And if I'm not available when it really matters because I'm banged up or my body's not healing properly or I didn't get all the rehab and treatment that I need to be successful, then, that's on me. It's not on them. They're just finding next me,
Ooh.
This is not good, man. I'm glad we're going to break for the rest of the summer here.
I'll be honest. If CeeDee Lamb was going to show up and say this stuff, it's probably best that he didn't show up.
Exactly.
Yeah, not ideal. Although, listen, man, Mike McCarthy doesn't seem to worry about Micah. He seems confident that Micah being there, even for these 3 days, is a positive.
Yeah, it's 360. We talked about it this morning in the offensive meeting because, he's a multiple position player. Is he a linebacker? Is he open end? Is he the wide nine?
We're going to call you a linebacker
So
when
this
we pay
is great work for the offense, just from a recognition standpoint. Now we're not in game plan mode where we're making those types of protection adjustments, but this gets you as close to real game situations as possible. And obviously the most important part of it is, where he's going to line and how it affects the other guys. So yeah, anytime the multiple position players, it creates a lot of opportunities for the others, but it's just to see how it all fits together.
Do you really not know where Micah Parsons is going to play?
Well, we do have Zimmer in. That part of the practice, that's a disaster. I mean, you could have foreseen and probably expected CeeDee Lamb wasn't going to show. If I'm Jerry, the moment that Jefferson signed the deal, I probably called everybody and said, he ain't coming. Let's just prepare ourselves and handle the press appropriately. But the next worst scenario is Micah showing up telling me I don't even need to be here. Like, in grand scheme of things, the best ability is availability in December. And this is May. We talking about practice. We're talking about getting together for practice when rookies need it. That's nightmare stuff. That's not the kind of talk that you pay a guy with. I mean, that terrifies me as a Cowboy fan hearing that.
When did we decide that, or when did we find out that Zimmer was the new DC?
Right after the end of the season. It was pretty quick.
Okay, so we've had a few months here.
Yeah,
I want you to listen to, they asked Micah about Zimmer. Listen to the first 2 sentences here. And if everything else that you've heard hasn't worried you, I think you're about to start.
Honestly, man, me and Zim probably said a total of 20 words to each other. Yeah, he's a very quiet person. And all I keep hearing from the coach is like, Zim likes it this way. I was like, Well, I like it this way, like, you know, so I can't wait to have like my true like sit down with him. I think it'll be pretty cool because
I mean, how crazy is that?
You know,
I've said 20 words to my DC. What?
Well, maybe if you came to practice, you'd have had a few more words. What are you talking about? You weren't here last week.
Dude.
I've never seen this before.
He's so good at football that I want to just not care. But man,
and for the
he's
most
not,
part,
his agent has to be just like, what the?
That didn't help him financially. But let's not kid ourselves. He is going to get every dollar he asks for.
Yeah,
He's going to get it, and he deserves it. Rightfully so. He is that good. McCarthy talked about it. Dude, when he's in practice, everybody benefits because he's that good. And you never know what's going to happen, and he makes other players better because of his size and skill and all that. But my goodness, this is a guy that the Cowboys are truly pinning their future on. This is the guy. Offense, defense, it's not that. CD, you're distant second to Micah. Micah is the Dallas Cowboys.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to talk some Lakers, and we're going to talk to Dr. Jason Garrett and see what is going on in the world of injuries. See how long it's going to take these guys to get back here. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, right now, your water softener might be cycling through. You might be sitting at work right now, and your water softener might be on, running through, and just running through salt, and you're not doing anything. Your water softener right now could be costing you money. Have you ever thought about that? I have a Connecticut. You know when my Connecticut works? When I turn on the faucet. That's when it works. When I'm not working with it, when I don't have the faucet on, it ain't working. You know why? Because I don't even plug it in. It works on kinetic energy. I don't know how that works. I could just tell you it has and has for years. Connecticut water softeners are designed in the United States with San Antonio and South Texas in mind. I'll tell you though, our aquifer water is as good as it gets. Good old flavor, makes good sweet tea and some fine beer, but I'll tell you what, have you ever looked in pipes of people that did not have a Connecticut? There's this grit and stuff that starts in your pipes, stays in your pipes, and then starts coming out on you and in your food and in your dishes. You don't want that. You want clean, clear, wonderful tasting water. And Connecticut, I've had it for years. And if you want it right now, if you'll dial 656 Pure, you can have a Connecticut in your home free of charge for 90 days. Prove it to you. It's the kind of deal that only Connecticut can offer because they've got the very best and you have access to it. So call Connecticut today at 656 Pure. Before you know it, you'll have a Connecticut in your home and you'll find out what I know. You want more details? Go to ConnecticutSA.com. Sing it while you type it. You'll find out all the deets there. All you need to know, 90 days, Connecticut in your home, 656 Pure. Call them today. Thank me later.
94.1.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-2706. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-2706. That's 800-575-2706. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
The Magical Orlando Family Vacation Contest is a company-wide contest for your chance to win 4 tickets to Disney World. No purchase necessary to enter or win. One winner will be chosen at the end of the contest. Contest is only open to U.S. residents 18 years or older. Contest is sponsored by participating Alpha Media stations, audience or their parent, subsidiary, and affiliate entities, Alpha or audience employees, advertising agencies, promotional partners, and members of families or households are not eligible to enter or win. Odds of winning depend on the number of entries received. Contest is subject to all applicable federal, state, and local laws and regulations. Void where prohibited. Participants must sign all contest, release, and waiver forms to be eligible to win the prize. The contest begins Monday, May 20th and runs through Friday, June 7th. To enter, you must fill out the designated form on our website at sasportstar.com. Contest sponsors are not responsible for technical failures or malfunctions of any kind. For full contest rules, please visit sasportstar.com. Decisions of station management with respect to the contest are final.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000. I tried to make payments.
The IRS wasn't satisfied with Eric's efforts, so they came after him full force.
They're coming to put a lien and a hold on all my income, my home, my car. I was just overwhelmed at what to do.
Then Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and their team of expert tax professionals took care of Eric's problem.
I owe $15,000, and now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Take Eric's advice.
If you have a tax problem, you need to call Optima Tax now.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-714-8422. 800-714-8422. 800-714-8422.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Let's get wild, shall we? It's Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. And let's get wild on the Buyer's Barricade guest line. And go to Dr. Jason Garrett.
Do we need to keep his walk-up music on? Let's get wild.
Let's get wild, Dr. Garrett. Let's get wild. How you doing, Doc?
Let's do it. I'm doing well. I'm actually in Cincinnati right now talking to you guys.
Oh, Cincinnati is a wild place, I hear.
A little bit of a big bowl of airline chili in front of you.
That Skyline
chili.
Skyline,
that nasty stuff with chocolate in it. Is that what they do there?
Spaghetti with chili. Is,
God.
Yeah. Dr. Garrett's had 2 bowls this morning. Skyline. Doc, let's start with Kristaps. This right soleus strain. They've been, they've pushed this thing back, pushed it back. It sounds like he's going to play game 1, but man, there's even hearing him talk, like they're like, "Are you 100%?" He's like, no, not 100%, but I'm going to go out there and give it a shot. Like, What do you expect him to look like? And after you've been out for this long, how is his body going to react to that time off?
Yeah, the thing about calves and soleus specifically is when they're not 100%, it's really hard to play at really any level, like even practice, because the likelihood of that getting injured again, because it's your primary mover, it's the first muscle that's engaged with pretty much everything you do on a basketball court. The likelihood of that unraveling and pulling again is extremely high. So if he's saying he's not 100%, I would be pretty doubtful that he'll be super productive in the series, unless he's lying, because it's been quite a while. He's been out for several weeks. He should have had all the treatment he needed. It should be 100% recovered. He might be out of shape, and that's what he means. But if it's not 100%, he's going to hurt again.
Okay, so if it's not 100%, what else could it be? If it's been a calf strain and a calf isn't healed after 5-6 weeks, is there something deeper with the calf that it could be, or are they just masking the fact that because the calf's been bad, he hasn't been able to work out, and so we really have no idea what his shape is?
I don't know. Even if he did tear some of it, it still takes the same time to heal as a
Really?
whole.
Okay.
Because muscles, they're very vascular. Even if you tear some of it, unless you fully torn it and ruptured it and you need surgery, which he clearly didn't have. So even a severe pull, a pretty significant tear, should have been fully healed by now. So I don't know what's taking him so long.
Interesting. Let's talk about some elbows, and the Houston Astros are going through it right now with the elbows. Christian Javier is undergoing Tommy John, and it looks like Jose Urquidy needs another Tommy John. Could there be something about the way the Astros are working guys, or what is it? Or do you think it's just random coincidence? Because obviously we've seen the uptick in these things over the years, but what exactly causes this elbow issue that requires Tommy John surgery? And what's the is there a way to, like, a preventative way, or is it just, hey, this is what happens now and you deal with it when it happens?
Yeah, it's hard to say. It's probably more coincidence that it's just the Astros are getting hit with the elbow bug right now. But the Tommy John surgery, so there's a ligament on the inside of your elbow. So if you had your palm straight forward and part of your elbow that's towards your body, there's a ligament there called your UCL, and it just helps keep the stability of the elbow. When you torque it with tremendous amount of velocity, like a Major League Baseball player throwing, if you ever watch a slow motion of their elbows and their shoulders, it almost looks like their arms coming off behind them. And the amount of whip they have to generate forward creates a ton of torque on that ligament. And then every year, it seems like guys are throwing closer to 100, over 100, or they're coming in and they're throwing really hard sliders, things that require a little more snap in the elbow. And if you're doing more and more of those pitches without just, like back in the day when guys would throw, 8 innings and hit 85, 95, and never really hit that maximum effort, you're just creating small little micro tears and you're creating injuries that tear more often. It's just unlucky.
Doc, is the Tommy John, in parentheses, whatever that total surgery is it more of a quicker go-to now than it used to be? It used to be when you heard Tommy John, that was the last ditch. If this doesn't work, your career's done. Now it seems like a little bit of elbow tightness. Off to Tommy John, man. We'll see you in 9 months. It feels like they kind of jump in a little bit quicker because the surgery itself has become so much more successful.
Yeah, it's about a third of the recovery time that it used to be. So it can be as little as 6 months now for a guy to come back potentially stronger, quote unquote, than he was before, at least the ligament stronger, because they put a better reinforcement structure in there. It used to be 18 months. Like you had a UCL surgery, it was 18 months, a year and a half, and then you come back good. And you just lost a year and a half of your career. So I think they're a little more aggressive now because the surgeries have gotten so much more effective and quicker.
All right, Doc, last one. I got to ask you about this Evan Carter. I thought he was going to be good. I've been complaining about this dude. He's got a stress reaction in his back, and he's already missed a couple weeks. Now they're saying, like, he might be out until the All-Star break with a stress reaction in his back. To me, this dude was hitting like 180 something. That's the reaction that really hurts. Like, should a stress reaction, not a stress fracture, a stress reaction, should that keep him out for this long, or are they trying to protect him as a prospect?
Well, it's kind of a gray area. So a stress reaction is just one tiny step away from a stress fracture. And the stress fracture is really not that bad. It just causes a lot of pain, could potentially create some instability. And it's literally the bone is cracking, so to speak, and you get a stress reaction, so you get more bone formation, which is very painful, which causes muscle spasms and changes your biomechanics. So if you don't get that fully healed and let it rest up and get that stress reaction go away, you're going to end up with a whole long history of chronic low back issues. So it's not unusual at all to try to rest this.
So he's not faking, in your opinion.
But it's not so.
Probably not.
When you hear stress reaction and back, it's such a vague diagnosis.
It really
You're like,
is.
This whole area is just kind of sore. I don't know what to say about it. It sounds like they're covering for something. Like this could be a little bit worse. You know what I mean? That's the first thought I have. I got one more question. You brought up something about the change in the biomechanics, and Anthony Richardson, quarterback for the Colts, blew his shoulder out early last year. He said he came back and said he's 95%. As a guy who works rehab and athletes, when you hear 95%, what's that last 5% that they're chasing? Is it velocity? Is it structural soundness? I mean, what's that last mile home look like for a quarterback?
It's pain. It's learning, as you know, Rob, and I know, and anybody that's ever played sports before. Once you hit a certain age, probably like 25, you have pain. You got pain at end ranges of motion. You got pain after you throw, before you throw. While you're playing, it's pretty good. That 95% is kind of the gold standard, the goal you want to get to. Really, it's not going to limit him whatsoever from a performance standpoint. It's just there's lingering pain before and after the game. That's just his new normal. So he's never going to have, quote unquote, 100%. He's always going to have some pain.
So he's got to tough it out and be tougher than Kawhi, is basically what you're saying.
Yeah, everyone's tougher than Kawhi.
There we go.
There you go. That's Dr. Jason Garrett from Rosti. We appreciate the time, Dr. Garrett. Enjoy that chili.
Oh, God.
And, of course, Dr. Jason Garrett appears via the Buyer's Barricade guest line, Buyer's Barricade, providing traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com.
Quick plug. If you ever need a temporary fence, I can have it out there.
That's what they do, huh?
I had them come and do it.
Look at you. What do you need a temporary fence
I need
for?
to cage up a dog, rabid animal. No, I had a dog coming in and I needed to protect it. And they brought the stuff out post haste.
What about
quite well?
Did they help you with your chicken coop?
No, I took that upon myself.
Yourself.
That's why it looks the way it does.
Yeah. You manned up on that one. It was very impressive. Very impressive. All right. I've been teasing this. I want to get into it. The Lakers continue to basically go down the path of, it looks like JJ Redick. And I don't think it's a coincidence that JJ Redick basically works with LeBron James on their little
a podcast together.
Yeah, they talk hoops together, and this is something that doesn't happen very often. JJ Redick's never even coached youth basketball. He's never coached junior high basketball. He's never coached D2. He's never coached, period. But he and LeBron talk about hoops, and I think when you look at a guy like JJ Redick and you think, man, this guy had a 15-year NBA career, a guy who is blessed with the physical gifts that JJ Redick is, doesn't have a 15-year career unless he works his ass off. Like, I think work ethic is not something you would question for JJ Redick.
No.
I do think that he knows ball. The question is, when you're LeBron James, do you want a head coach who's never coached before taking the reins of maybe the last 2 years of your career? Because that's what it could be. And this is something that I think when LeBron James is finished, I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of discussion of who's the greatest of all time. I think that's kind of, there was a time where we thought maybe it could have been. I think it's panned out that when LeBron retires, most people will still look at Michael Jordan as the greatest of all time.
Yeah, no matter what he does, he's safely at 2.
What they will not be able to deny him is that he will be the most accomplished player of all time. Like, especially as a regular season player, will be the most accomplished. Like, when it comes statistically, it's going to take a long time for someone to beat the numbers that he has piled up, because guys don't start when he started and play for as long as he did at a high level. It just doesn't happen. It didn't happen with Jordan. It's never happened before. It might never happen again.
I agree.
So we're talking about the most accomplished player in the history of the NBA. Do you want to spend the last 2-3 years of that career with a guy who's never coached basketball before? Is that the answer? Or is JJ going to say, hey, is JJ going to be the kind of guy who says, let LeBron, let's sit down. How should we be playing? What do you think? And they basically discuss things together. Like, is this a way of making LeBron almost a player coach?
Well, we act like JJ wants the job. We act like he's sitting in. I look at it on the other side. If I'm JJ Redick, I obviously have a future in coaching. I do. I think if JJ Redick wants to be a head basketball coach, he has put himself in the position to get it. There's two ways to get it. You work your way up as an assistant, you sit next to a coach, or you go on TV and audition every night in front of the owners. That's the way you get a head coaching job. And he has been on TV and auditioned in front of owners. He can coach. He's been doing this a long time. He knows how to draw up a play. I'm not expecting him to teach you how to play the game. You can hire assistants to do that. But a guy sitting on the sidelines, a former point guard, the guy can coach. But if I think I want to be an NBA coach, stepping in and coaching LeBron in the last 2 years of his career in a situation in LA that isn't the best might end my career before it even begins. I mean, I might not want this job. I've got a pretty good one at ESPN. I get to sit up. They're going to pay me $6 million. Say it's right in there. I'll get what a lot of head coaches are getting anyway. And all I get to do is talk about you. And I can take on a job with much less expectation and probably a little bit more money and lifespan if I just wait. I'm not sure JJ might be the holdup here. I mean, do I really want to do this with who a guy right now is my business partner? Yeah. That would have to end. I don't see how we could have a podcast together, which I assume they're both making a lot of money from. Why would I want to screw that up? Stay at ESPN.
Probably not quite $6 million, though.
But in combination of my gig at ESPN, what I get to do with LeBron and all the other stuff, I trade that for 100 nights a year on the road. I mean, it's not the easiest decision to make. And we all expect that JJ's sitting, waiting, please. No, that guy's got a good life, man.
And Rich Paul has said that LeBron has not endorsed a candidate and has no say in who the Lakers hire.
All the say. Are you kidding?
Come on. All right. We'll be back. I think there might be bad news with this Conor McGregor stuff. And we'll talk a little more Cowboys. Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
Whether it's your phone, computer, or television, too much screen time can have a serious impact on your eyes, causing eye strain, nearsightedness, fatigue, and even headaches. Now, protecting your eyes is easier than ever with new Nordics Blueberry Eye Supplements. Specifically formulated to improve eye health, new Nordics Blueberry Supplements not only protect your eyes, but help improve night vision as well as relieve and minimize eye fatigue and damage caused by digital devices. Search Blueberry Eye Supplements on Amazon or newnordicusa.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And in the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. The ugly truth is when you buy a timeshare, you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. I recently helped a couple that had their maintenance fees go from $800 to $3,200 a year. They also received a $4,000 assessment for a hurricane that was over 1,000 miles away. Sound crazy? The crazy thing is this never ends. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. Call 800-761-0000. That's 800-761-0000. 800-761-0000.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collisions since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you are a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you are a family member and needs an experienced attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
Diamonds Direct has done it again. This month only, get ready for an offer you can't resist. Buy a natural diamond engagement ring of 1 carat plus and receive a free natural 1 carat diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. That's right, a stunning diamond tennis bracelet at no extra cost. Imagine giving her the ring of her dreams and her wedding gift all at once. So hurry into Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet will not last long. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
Introducing Lumi for Men, and we named him Mando. American-made, doctor-developed, clinically proven whole-body deodorant, built for men, built for hard work. I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman, the inventor of Mando Whole Body Deodorant for pits, packages, and feet, because we all know our pits aren't the only place we get odor. Mando Whole Body Deodorant is different from anything you've ever tried before. It stops odor before it starts, powered by our acidified technology. Mando controls odor anywhere you have it. My patented whole body deodorant formula has over 200,000 5-star reviews. And because it has a 60-day stink-free guarantee, you can try Mando risk-free.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 5050 and get an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack that comes with a solid stick, cream tube, 2 free products of your choice, and ships free with code 5050. Go to shopmando.com, code 5050 for an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack. That's shopmando.com, code 5050.
Score a trip for 4 to Orlando's most magical theme park, including airfare and hotel. Register now to win at SanAntonioSportsStar.com. San Antonio Sports Center.
The Texas Rangers fell 3-1 to the Detroit Tigers as they will try to avoid a sweep. They wrap up the games tonight at Globe Life. First pitch at 7:05, a game you can catch live on San Antonio Sports Star starting at 6:30. In the NBA, Boston Celtics' Kristaps Porzingis is expected to return for Game 1 of the NBA Finals against the Mavericks, which begins tomorrow night. I'm Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
9:01 on the Morning Huddle. Rob Thompson and AJ Hoffman getting you through your Wednesday.
59 minutes to glory.
Hey, if we were at the beach and you got stung by a jellyfish,
yes,
what would you do? What's the game?
Well, you're
plan?
supposed to. I've heard the wives tell is you pee on it. You need to. But I've figured out why. It's not the pee.
Oh, what is it?
It's the warm liquid dissolves the jellyfish poison. So it's not the pee that does it. It's the warmth that dissolves the liquid. So I've been told. So that's where that came from. So if you just dump warm water, you'll get essentially the same thing.
If you're in the Gulf of Mexico, you can just stick your foot back in.
In August, yeah, you might even burn your toe when you stick it in. But yeah, that's. But the wives tell us you pee on the
Do you
leg.
pee on your own, or do you pee on you have your buddy pee on it?
Depends on how much I've had to drink.
Okay,
and you know.
Vic seemed like he
you have an aim issue though. If it's like there's some places, no matter how,
if it pees on the back of your calf, or if it stings you on the back of your,
I'm pretty impressed with you.
If it stings you on the back of your calf, you have to have a buddy do it.
Yeah, because if you can pee on your own back of your calf or the back of your thigh, that's impressive.
Really impressive.
You've got a whole other line of work you're doing.
Vic, would you pee on your own, or would you have someone else do it?
Probably. I don't know. Never really
like
thought
if you and your son were at the beach.
No, man.
Yeah,
I'd bite the bullet. If it would stop the pain, go to town.
Yeah, Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I got stung.
I've been
a while back,
desensitized.
so-
I've changed
You got
diapers.
stung?
Yeah, a little
Who
bit.
peed on you?
No, we had some warm water, like room temp, a gallon of just regular fresh water
Did it work?
in the car, and it worked. Yeah,
I've never actually been stung, so I don't know.
All
But
right.
I'm ready to pee on you if you need it.
it burns. It really, really, really
I've got
burns.
good news. You don't have to let your friends pee on you anymore.
Well,
science has said it's not necessary.
Good.
If you get stung by a jellyfish, do not give in to the myth that you have to have pee on it. Medical experts say, if anything, that just makes things worse.
See?
Do not let your friends urinate on you. We don't need to be doing that, Dr. Amanda Joy said.
And you could stop that statement right there and never even expand on it. You don't even need to tell me why. You can just come out as a doctor and say, here's the first rule of thumb. Don't let anybody pee on you.
Yeah.
Whether you've been
There's
stung
never a
or
good
there's
reason.
never a reason, unless it's consenting adults, that you should be peed on or pee on someone.
Cost Trevor Bauer his job, basically.
Well,
she says the recommendation is to remove the jellyfish's tentacles and irrigate or clean the area with seawater.
Oh, with seawater?
Not with tap or bottled water. Then you'll want to soak the skin in hot water to help dull the pain.
That's what I had heard. The hot water is the key.
Hot water is there for the pain, but you want to get rid of the venom.
And the seawater is what I want to use?
That's what you want to use.
You know what fish do in seawater?
Yeah. They pee.
And
you know what
poop
people do?
And have sex and do all kinds of things in that water.
But it says, if anything, Dr. Joy says urine can trigger the release of even more venom.
Oh, there you go.
The Mayo Clinic recommends plucking tentacles with a fine tweezer. Who are these people taking tweezers and things to the beach? I don't know who's doing that. Although, I mean, Vic had a whole gallon of
warm
water. Yeah. And it says, use the fine tweezers, keep the affected skin immersed in a hot shower for around 20 to 45 minutes. And they caution against scraping out stingers, applying alcohol, using pressure bandages, or rubbing the area with a towel. Joy said that while stings hurt, they're irritating and can be scary. Rarely does it create any major symptoms except for local discomfort.
Ever been?
I have.
I've never been.
I was when I was a kid, though.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I had the kind of dad who was like, well, that sucks.
Yeah, tough it out.
Yeah, well, it hurts.
I mean, what are you going to do?
And it'll get better. Don't worry. It'll get better.
What are we going to do? Go to the hospital?
Right. Yeah, when I got fishing to do.
No way.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Come over here. Like, hand me a beer and I'll be able to fix that in about 15 minutes.
Yeah. Way, way worse things have happened to me that I didn't go to the doctor for. I once I needed 4 stitches in my knee. My dad just poured Crown Royal in it. He thought that would fix it. And
it didn't?
No, shockingly, my aunt had to come over and say, "Hey, he's got to go to the doctor." Like that's not.
I thought you would whip out the super glue.
That's not going to work. And he's like, "Really? You think?" Yeah, it's like his knee has a mouth on it.
Well,
that's not going to work out.
They were raised in different times, and we treat our children far better than we were treated.
Oh, certainly.
There was certainly not a need for very many emergency minute clinics when we were growing up because there was no emergency. You either were headed into the hospital to stay, or you could wait for the doctor.
Yeah,
there was no in between.
Yeah, it was like it was a big freak out. My son, his birthday was on a Sunday, his 11th birthday. He was moving a little too quickly around the pool, and face first.
You lose some teeth.
Lost a front tooth. Actually, broke it in half.
That's happened at our house. Seen it personally.
And he was freaking out because he couldn't get it fixed on Sunday.
Got to go to school.
You got to go to school with that
Sorry,
thing,
bro.
Bubba. That's what I said. My wife, no, he's going to the dentist tomorrow. He's not going to school like that. I would have been like, man, my dad would have made me wait at least a week.
Let's see if it was going to take.
At least a week.
It might grow back. You never know.
He would have made me find that half tooth. He would have super glued it in, and if it held, we're good. But no, mine emergency dentist on Monday. Yeah. So, but the good news is you don't have to let your friends pee on you anymore, ever again.
See, that's. But amongst friends.
Yeah.
On the beach. Would you rather, honest to goodness, you're standing there, your friend what's going to come out of him is pretty clear fluid. He's had a lot of beer. Lots going to come out, but it's been,
used Lone Star.
Or water from the beach, Galveston. Just drag a bucket right through the channel and dump that. Which would you prefer? I'd rather let my homeboy take a whack at it. That stuff coming out of the Galveston water, that's scary stuff, man. You get flesh-eating stuff coming out of there.
Yeah, but
Yes, sir.
this doctor's saying that it's not the move. I don't know. I mean,
have they seen the Galveston ship channel? Have they seen
it's a good question.
The colors that come off that when the sun hits it?
It's a good question.
It shouldn't look like water. Shouldn't look like that.
No, it should not. I don't know. The other story that I found was kind of a follow up to our story yesterday about male birth control. Maybe it's a coincidence. Maybe it's a coincidence.
There's no such thing.
That the day after we find out that male birth control is going well, a record number of people in England have been diagnosed with gonorrhea.
There you go. And why? What do they have a reason behind that? Is there one culprit? Is there one really friendly person that's making the rounds?
Okay, so gonorrhea rose 7.5% from about 79,000 cases to a little over 85,000 cases.
That's a pretty good jump.
Meanwhile, syphilis rose 9.4%.
Good for syphilis. We've left syphilis out of the conversation for so long.
And good news for you. More heterosexual men are becoming infected
in the game.
Yeah. Now, some of the rise may be to do with the increase of people having STD tests.
Oh, so we just know now.
Or they call them STI tests, I suppose. The three groups with the highest proportion of people diagnosed with an STI are, drumroll please.
I cannot wait.
Number 3, congratulations to Black Caribbean people.
Well, there you go. Well earned.
Well done, guys. Well done. Is that like Jamaicans?
I think that would be the British West Indies.
Yeah.
All those. Yeah.
Yeah. Gonorrhea big with
big on the
Rastafarians.
islands.
Hey, man, I got a drip. I don't know. Yeah.
Well.
Number 2. Men who have sex with men.
Well,
a lot of STIs there.
It's a very
but they're not the champions. They're not the champions, Rob. The champions are. And I got one living in my house. You might have one living in your house.
I'm afraid to hear.
15 to 24-year-olds.
What?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks.
You got one of those, don't you?
I have, yes.
What?
I have one.
I've got one too.
Well, there's a reason for the talk.
Yeah, man.
And, you used to, in my day, you got the talk, and it was kind of about, STDs were a thing. That was a thing that you kind of talked about, but it was more about pregnancy. I think recently it's always about pregnancy.
Yeah. Well, I think
no means no and all the other kind of stuff.
You got to do all that stuff.
But now, you got to guard the drip.
The best way to avoid STIs is to use condoms consistently and correctly with new or casual sex partners, says the Health Administration of the United Kingdom. So,
unless you got the shoulder.
If you got the cream and the clear,
get busy.
The cream will not clear it. That's what they say.
That's their tagline.
If I were the UK Health Association, that's what I would tell people. All right. There's bad news. Bad news brewing, I think, in the world of Conor McGregor.
Yeah, this is scary.
It's starting to look a little more like we're not going to have a fight. The hope has been that they'll find a way to make it happen. The UFC has taken away the ability to purchase UFC 303. So if you go to ESPN Plus and you say, you know what, I'm going to go
just in case. I'm going to go ahead and buy ahead.
I'm going to go 3.5 weeks in advance, and you get $10 off, I think, when you buy early. I should do that. I never do that because I always think, well, what if I want to go out to a bar or something? What if I want to watch it with one of my buddies? So I never take advantage, but then I always end up watching it by myself at home. But that's down now. You can't even get the $10 off. You can't buy it at all. The promo that they had is now taken down. There's still no official announcement, but here's the way I knew it was canceled. Michael Chandler is starting to post things like
now Michael Chandler is the scheduled opponent.
Yes. Yeah. Michael Chandler is starting to post things about it's almost like
motivational, like who you try to convince, him or you?
Hey, however dark your darkest time is.
Are you talking to me or are you talking to yourself?
Planting seeds of doubt, walk on. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. It's a Martin Luther King quote. Walk on. See you at the top.
Sounds like a man who missed out on a pretty good sized payday.
Denying yourself of your passions is a slow suicide. Throw yourself fully into purpose.
Again,
even if you fall short, what you gained along the way is immeasurable.
Is he talking to Connor or is he talking to himself?
See you at the top. Oh, boy.
Poor guy, man. He thought millions were coming his way. He thought money was
this was
coming.
it. He's waited so long.
Just bring your broke ass into the ring. I'll let you win. I just want the check.
Now, think about this, and this is what's important to remember about prize fighters. It's not like Major League Baseball where you're paid a certain amount. You get paid when you fight. And Michael Chandler has not fought now since November of 2022. And we talked about it's been a while since Connor fought also, but Connor he's on a different level than everybody else in MMA when it comes to money. Like he's made so much money that it doesn't matter. He can afford it. Most guys can't afford to just not fight. And Michael Chandler's had many opportunities to fight and said, no, I'm going to stick it out. I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for this thing with Connor because this is going to happen. Man, if it doesn't happen, like you got all, this is the other thing about, another thing about prize fighting is Michael Chandler's 38 years old. He just lost over a year and a half of time where you're not getting that back, Bubba. Age 39 and 40 aren't going to be as good to you as age 37 and 38 were going to be. And I can tell you that in the fight game, that's not how it works. And I sit here as a near 44-year-old man who's had like multiple surgeries and needs multiple more. This is a real bummer for this dude, man. I really do feel for him. This is tough, but yeah, it looks like the
on
UFC
the other
303
side, though,
they may cancel the card altogether.
Well, yeah. Well, if you don't have the anchor, but on the other side, what's up with Connor? Are we about to get some news that he's going to be dealing with something long? I mean, to pull the plug and to go absolutely quiet on this, I find
the guy broke his leg last time he fought. Like this was already, he's already been coming off a major injury. Although now
this seems beyond injury to illness or syndrome.
What I do know is, you think maybe he's, oh my God, United Kingdom, you think Conor McGregor's got syphilis?
He might be the reason for the uptick.
He's over 24.
But he doesn't mean he doesn't know some under 24-year-olds.
Is he a black Caribbean?
Well, it doesn't mean he doesn't know some black Caribbeans.
Is he a man who has...
Doesn't mean he doesn't know some that do.
I don't know.
I'm just saying he's British and the rate's up and he hadn't been fighting. He's been doing something.
All I know is this. Nobody's paying $70 for an event headlined by Jamal Hill and Carlos Ulberg. So
neither's Brazilian. See, I'd only pay for a Brazilian.
No. So it's not official. The UFC, I'm sure, is doing everything they can to try and make this happen, which is why they haven't just come flat out and announced it.
Well, I get the sense in the next 24 to 36
It
hours.
feels like it's heading that way
regarding Conor McGregor and his long-term health.
All right. Man, time is flying by. Time is flying by, friend. We're going to come back and we're going to talk a little bit more Cowboys, and we're going to get you ready for the weekend, baby. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, Arasti, we had Dr. Jason Garrett on a bit ago, and we have him on to talk about athletes getting themselves back into the game. You know, Arasti, while it's available to you, has been applied to a whole bunch of professional athletes. Did you know Tony Parker is an avid Arasti user, as was Becky Hammond? They used their professional services to get themselves back in a professional game. Now, you, as you head into work, if you've got something that's keeping you out of life, if you didn't go do something because something is paining you, stop. Don't worry about taking pills to hide it. Don't think about having surgery to prolong it. Go to an Arasti provider who will initially and for always use your body's healing ability to heal itself. It's amazing how quickly Arasti works. I am living proof. I've had lower back issues most of my adult life, and I never knew when it was going to seize up. It would just come and get me. Well, I went to an Arasti provider for the very first time, limped in there, and it was explained to me exactly how and why it was happening. They fixed the problem and taught me how to get myself out of it the next time it happened. And I'll tell you what, my life has been significantly better. They accept my insurance, and I don't need a referral when I need them. I call and I go, and that applies to you as well. So here's the number you need. It's 1-800-404-6050. You never need a referral, and they do accept most insurances. Listen close. Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. There's a big life out there. Go live it. Call Arasti today. Get yourself fixed, and I know you're going to thank me later.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, it is one of my favorite days of the week. It is Hump Day, and the Cowboys, well, they got their mandatory mini camp going on.
We'll have the latest from Cowboys minicamp. Plus, it is Wednesday. That means Wade Phillips will join us. Wednesdays with Wade, playoff edition. Wade Phillips at 4:35. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I learned a lot of life lessons from my dad. He's been there my entire life, and he's been a great example of what a father should be.
He always embraced and taught me to be a cowboy.
Dad has the weight of the world on his shoulders.
The guy is extremely talented and very knowledgeable.
He's a good man and a strong man who's not afraid to do what he needs to do for his family.
It ain't easy every day, and he dang sure made it look easy.
And I'll always be thankful for that.
Boot Barn, keep west.
Last year's RV trip, we met a couple with the same bumper sticker. What are the odds?
Your cousin isn't a good storyteller.
He was a podiatrist, or was it a pharmacist? Huh,
you don't say.
Oh, I can't remember.
But she owns an RV protected by Progressive, and you don't. So until you get your own RV, her stories are the most interesting stories you've ever heard.
Wow, interesting.
And when you do get your own RV, save money by bundling it with your home, auto, or other vehicles with Progressive.
Oh, anesthesiologist. He was an anesthesiologist.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
What's keeping you from learning the language you've always wanted to speak?
Too hard. Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's interactive lessons, podcasts, games, and more make learning fun.
Fun isn't hard.
Right. And in 10 minutes a day, Babbel's bite-sized lessons are designed to get you having real conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
That's not long.
It's not hard.
It's perfect.
It starts here. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Ooh, I'm so ready for this weekend away with my girl.
Hey, hit the road? How about some free gas?
Free gas? How?
Try new Febreze car for some serious freshness, and you can win gas for a full year. Visit Febreze.com to learn more.
Say less.
You may not win, but you're gonna have a fresh smelling whip.
Thanks, DJ Fresh. Now how about some music?
Hey, yo, this next one goes out to new Febreze car for giving you a chance to win free gas.
La, 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 la.
No purchase necessary. Must be 18 to enter in 73124 for rules and how to enter. Visit Febreze.com.
Come to Generations Federal Credit Union for a great competitive rate on a home equity loan. Consolidate debt, pay off credit cards, renovate your home, and more. With flexible terms, fixed rates, and minimal closing costs. All with easy applications and fast local decisions. Apply today at Generations Federal Credit Union.
Rates and terms subject to approval and may change without notice. Full terms and conditions at mygenfcu.org/homeequity. Equal housing lender.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textblend.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Homeowners, ready to replace your windows or patio doors, but think it's going to be too expensive? Well, think again, because with Renewal by Andersen, you can get top quality, affordable windows and patio doors for no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. That's right, you don't pay a dime for an entire year. Just text SCREEN to 200-300 right now for your free in-home window consultation and free price quote. Upgrade your home with new energy-efficient windows and doors installed by certified master installers from Renewal by Andersen and get their best in the nation 20-year warranty. Renewal by Andersen is the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. Act now and get your windows and patio doors for no dollars down, no payments, and no interest for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text SCREEN to 200-300. Text the word SCREEN to 200-300. Don't wait. Text SCREEN to 200-300.
With a true Vegas feel, the Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. From high-octane tournaments or lively cash games, the Big Blind has a game for everyone, including blackjack tournaments. From the owners of the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, the Big Blind is locally owned and operated, offering daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Learn more online at thebigblindsa.com. The Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Morning Huddle 94.1, San Antonio's Sports Star. Sports Star. How'd they come up with that Sports Star?
It was let me fix my microphone. Like a true professional.
There we go.
It was a long, drawn-out process.
Okay.
That involved a variety of committees.
Okay.
High-end consulting.
Did you have a vote?
I did. It took a minute.
And you had the
There's
final.
no
You basically had the final
other
decision.
Kinda. No, I didn't. But I was in the room when the decision was made. There's no other station in the country that sounds like this, that has the name like that.
That's right. Sports Star. We are the stars, man.
Well, one of us is.
The stars of sport.
Vic Brown.
That's right. Victor, the star of sporting. Yeah, the Dallas Cowboys stars in sport as well. We got to play some of the Micah Parsons audio, and if you are a Cowboys fan or a Micah Parsons fan, it probably didn't make you feel good. We did that in, what was that, the second hour? Or was it
I think we did it at 8 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah, might have done it at 8 o'clock. But he didn't have a lot to say that made you feel warm and fuzzy.
No, it was the worst case scenario, if you ask me.
But he also had some stuff to say about CeeDee Lamb's money. So he talks enough about his own. He's like, here's what I would do. He says, here is what he would do if he were CeeDee's agent. Are you interested in this?
I'm very interested to have him represent.
Oh, I mean, if I'm his agent, CeeDee's getting about 36. But I'm not his agent. I don't think, numbers aside, I don't know, obviously, what goes on, what's the combative arguments on who and who or whatever it is that may be. But
combative?
I mean, if Jefferson said it, I think you could argue that CeeDee's better, however you want to put it. But CeeDee should be right there with him.
Could you argue that CeeDee's better than Justin Jefferson?
You could. You might not win, but I think you could bring some valid points. He's got more catches, not quite as many touchdowns.
I think the argument you'd make is he's been hurt less.
Mm-hmm. And that's a valid one.
I think that's the argument. Because like on a per game basis, it's not even close.
Well, CeeDee does have more catches.
Yeah, because he's played like 8 more games.
Well, is it catches per game?
No,
as well?
I think catches per game. Yeah.
Jefferson's better, but it's same neighborhood.
But I mean, I'm not like crapping on the idea that availability is a big deal.
But the irony of what he had to say, I found very. Of course, yeah. As long as it's not coming out of my pocket, you can have all you want.
Well, here's on CeeDee's negotiations. Here's what Micah had to say.
CeeDee about to hit the brink truck. He about to get his, But I can't think of someone more deserving. You talking about hand in hand. I think CeeDee's, the best receiver in the league. if not, if you ever want to argue a top 3. But in my eyes, seeing his mindset, how he comes every day, I think he deserves every penny. So I'm gonna be super excited for him for whatever his contract lays out. But it's gonna be a nice contract for sure.
The Brink truck.
Well,
Brinks. And then they asked him, do you think the Brink or Brink's truck is coming for you next?
I mean, one day, time will tell. You know, I can't really put a timetable on mine. All I got to do is keep getting sacks, and, you know, that stuff's going to handle itself.
Well, you're a linebacker, so we're going to pay you that way. The answer here.
That's why we haven't figured out where we're going to use him. We're thinking about putting him at safety.
We can franchise him at safety and pay him like $8 million. One of those two is getting franchised.
We're going to make you the highest paid safety ever. How about that?
They might both get franchised.
It's possible.
I mean, at some point, one or both is going to wear that tag. And the franchise tag for wide receivers went up a little bit, but it's still hanging around the low 20s, mid 20s. That's the franchise tag there.
And for pass rushers still?
Well, it depends on how we define him, but they're going to pay him like a pass rusher, and he's going to get Bosa money. I can guarantee you Parsons will get Bosa money. I'm not sure.
Well, it depends.
Oh, he will.
He seems to think he's undersized and his body's not holding up.
Yeah. Shut up and be thought a fool, then speak and prove it.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
If I'm the Cowboys, I'm like, yeah, let's franchise that one. The guy who's like, yeah, my body's not built for the long haul. Let's just, hey, you're going to get a 1-year contract every year going forward.
I can't imagine that statement. And we should play. Listen, can we go back and listen?
We can play it again.
What is your worst case scenario when you have a superstar? And Micah is, in every sense of the word, both by attitude and play, an NFL and a professional sports above football superstar. But after a while, as they have been acclaimed a superstar, the last thing you want your superstar to do is start to believe that he is, in fact, a superstar. And Micah seems to be on the precipice of third person speaking in every sentence.
I mean, I think that's always been kind of my style. I think it's like with my rookie season, so I don't think it's anything new. I think I always had like my own way of doing things. And, you know, defense is defense. You know, I'm pretty much caught up on everything. I went over it. Paul was meeting up with me, the run game coordinator. So I really wasn't missing anything. So I feel like I was just getting better, getting stronger, getting faster, you know, just doing my things and what Micah does in the offseason. Wrestle sumos. So I just have fun.
Wrestling sumos, just having fun.
Just having fun, getting better, faster, stronger other places. That's all.
There's his third person,
and
but here's
third person.
Here's what he has to say about his body.
Yeah, you know, I think the more years you have in, the more you understand that there's also like the business side to it. You know, whether I like it or not, there's rookies or people I came with that's not even here anymore. You know, and I think that's what camp is for. I mean, there was a time where Aaron Donald didn't even go to camp and he won Defensive Player of the Year and he realized team in playoffs. Like, are we forgetting these times? Like, he wasn't, you're talking about the best defensive player, wasn't even in camp. And we're in mini camp, right? A voluntary at that. So, you know, camp would say something that's mandatory. So I'm just looking at a time for my body to heal. I'm an undersized rusher who's gets banged up every year. So I'm just letting my body heal. I'm just trying to grow, strengthen, and really just get ready for the year.
I'm a smallish guy who gets hurt every season.
Yes. Yes, you are.
Huh. And you don't want to practice. Yeah. Let's break out the checkbook for that. Now, he does say that we haven't played this one yet, but he talks about it's really important once they get out to Oxnard. Training camp is where it really starts.
Well, I would say, you ever watch Remember the Titans? We're going to be in Oxnard a very, very long time. There's going to be a lot of chemistry in that building. And I think that's really the time where you see everything. Like, it's hard to really teach someone without pads or true contact or hand points. Like, it's just not realistic. We can't even touch each other. We're going to lose a draft pick or something like that. Like, it's just – it's outrageous. It's not even really I think right now it's just more technique. It's a lot of walkthroughs right now, nothing to anything. So for my position where I'm at, it's a lot of individual. And I could be doing a lot of individual by myself or with my trainer.
And sumo wrestlers. I could be doing individual work in sumos.
So basically, it's a lot of individual stuff. I'd rather not be here. I'm here. It's a waste of my time.
That's what he said. Literally, That whole thing was, this is just a waste of my time.
It's wild.
I'm not getting anything out of this. I don't need to be here. And what I do need is to be for someplace else.
This is outrageous. I'm not learning anything from this.
That's that whole thing.
I
can't get over.
This was a bad interview for Micah. Like, I mean, it really was. There no good came out of this for him. And again, his agent has to be going, what are you doing, bro? Like, let's just shut up and dribble. That's what even his own agent saying, shut up and dribble. Like, stop talking about anything other than football. Just say, man, I'm excited to play football. Go out there and talk like rookies talk. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to get to work. This means the season's right around the corner. Those types of things. You don't want to sound disinterested.
Yes, boilerplate. We'll take it.
You don't want to sound like you're worried about your health. All these things he's saying are like the things you're not supposed to say. It's very odd.
The idea that he wants to be and will probably become the highest paid defender in football. I just think that's just imminent. At some point with the Cowboys, sooner or later, this year, next, or the following, he'll be the highest paid defender in football. And this is a guy who just told us, I don't need to practice. I'm far beyond any kind of walkthrough and camaraderie. Yeah, we'll worry about that later. That'll happen in Oxnard when I can't leave. And I'll just go, Micah just needs to get better and play better in December and January.
And do Micah stuff. Micah's going to do Micah stuff.
I just looked up his agent. It's a guy named Mulligetta. I have a feeling that they're going to have a little conversation about what my job is for you and what your job is for me.
Is David Mulligetta?
Yes, we have to have a conversation because I'm trying to pull 3% off this too. And every time you speak, I lose money. So shut up.
Now, one thing I didn't know that David Mulligetta was his agent. David Mulligetta is also responsible for signing the most absurd contract in the history of the NFL.
Yes,
because he's Deshaun Watson's agent.
Mm-hmm.
So
you notice that Deshaun disappeared. There was a whisper in the wind until he was putting his name on the contract.
Mulligetta currently has 42 players, including Micah Parsons, Deshaun Watson, Jalen Ramsey, Budda Baker, Michael Thomas, Kyle Pitts, AJ Terrell. He's got some good stuff going.
Good roster.
Not bad.
And again, Micah's going to get his money. Micah's earned that money, but it makes it so much more difficult to write that check, and it makes me build some things into that contract that I might not have considered, like you will be at every practice, mandatory or not. It's in my contract with you. You will arrive under a personal services contract to me. You'll be here. Yeah. Those kind of things, because if given the opportunity, I know you're going to try to slip through my fingers. You're going to try to find an exit and out inside of this contract to do the absolute minimum when I'm trying to get you to do the absolute maximum.
All right, let's hit our last break. When we come back, we're going to talk about a terrifying thing that's happening in our country that we don't want to let happen here in San Antonio. We're going to talk about the terrifying prospect of being a AA player facing Garrett Cole. And we're going to take a look at the daily line, see what we're looking at out in Vegas. It is the Morning Huddle right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1.
Introducing Lumi for Men, and we named him Mando. I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman, the inventor of Mando Whole Body Deodorant for pits, packages, and feet, because we all know our pits aren't the only place we get odor. Mando Whole Body Deodorant is different from anything you've ever tried before. It stops odor before it starts, powered by our acidified technology. Mando controls odor anywhere you have it. My patented whole body deodorant formula has over 200,000 five-star reviews. And because Mando has a 60-day stink-free guarantee, you can try Mando risk-free. Give Mando Whole Body Deodorant a try today and smell like the stink-free man you were intended to be.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 1515 and get an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack that comes with a solid stick, cream tube, 2 free products of your choice, and ships free with code 1515. Go to shopmando.com, code 1515 for an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack. That's shopmando.com, code 1515.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America NA.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000. I tried to make payments.
The IRS wasn't satisfied with Eric's efforts, so they came after him full force.
They're coming to put a lien and a hold on all my income, my home, my car. I was just overwhelmed at what to do.
Then Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and their team of expert tax professionals took care of Eric's problem.
I owe $15,000, and now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Take Eric's advice.
If you have a tax problem, you need to call Optima Tax now.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-714-8422. 800-714-8422. 800-714-8422.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Pork rinds pack a protein punch and are the boldest low-carb snacks out there. Skip the chip and try Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds for that ultimate crunch. And with flavors that will have you craving for more, the time to stock up on Southern Recipe at H-E-B is now. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Be big, be bold, be adventurous.
Rob Thompson here for my favorite fantasy app. It's Prize Picks. I'm just one of 3 million people that love more or less. Where else are you going to take a $10 play and turn it into 100x of your cash? It's Prize Picks. And as basketball winds down, the games continue. Yeah, lots of finals action there. More or less, you fantasy guys, you know how to play along with the other 5 million active members. More or less is all that matters. And in June, as basketball winds down, I have got the fun for you. Esports. Yeah, get in on esports every Wednesday and Saturday in June, and your lineup doesn't win, you'll get your entry fee back. Choose the Counter-Strike, Call of Duty, League of Legends. You know them. Go play them. Fantasy games elevated. More or less, it's easy. Take $10, turn it into 100x of cash, and it's so easy to play. Remember the code ALAMO. Go to prizepicks.com. Get yourself signed up. Use that fantasy knowledge. Go play today. That's Prize Picks and Alamo.
This is Jason Minix from The Blitz, and you're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Hello, friends. 9:41. It is the Morning Huddle. So we wrap up a Wednesday. Wrap it up so we don't get gonorrhea on a Wednesday.
Yikes.
I mean, there's an epidemic, Rob.
I don't know where you're going in the breaks.
There's an epidemic in England. I'm going to England during the breaks. Are you not going with me?
I missed that.
Well,
I got to go down a different hall.
a different hole?
A hall. Down. I headed
Gotcha.
toward the news rats.
Gotcha. Before we get into the daily lines, which we do every day at this time.
Yes.
I promised at the beginning of the show that this particular program is committed to making San Antonio a better place for everyone. I believe we can do that. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm running on this.
Okay, you take this. I took the stoplights. I've already submitted our request
Thank you.
to shorten the light cycles.
Thank
now, you need to protect us from something far more important.
Far more treacherous.
Yes.
Guys, flying spiders? What is this? Apparently, there's an invasion happening now, and it looks like New York is going to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God. Those damn Yankees. We don't want that here. These are Loro spiders, or no, Joro spiders is what they're called. They have 4-inch leg spans. That's a long span for a spider. So these are big ass spiders. You've got tarantulas out where you live, and you like them. They're scary, but you like them.
Yeah, they take out the scorpions.
They're yellow and gray. This is what's terrifying about them, though. They fly. That's something spiders don't do normally. They don't have wings, but what they do is they call it ballooning. They release silk threads into the air, which allows them to be carried by the wind.
Oh, so they're like kites, but the strings pulling
they're
them
more
through
like
the wind.
Yeah, they're like floating instead of flying, but they do fly, and they are venomous.
They're pretty good size too, man. I think I'd see them at least. It wouldn't sneak up on me.
They are native to Asia. Were introduced to North Georgia around 2010.
What?
And they're continuing to spread. They could spread to New York. There's been warning since 2022 that they were going to get to New York, but now it looks like the time has come. It's time to pay the price, New Yorkers. And it says they seem to be okay living in a city. Regular spiders don't. I mean, they like to live in the woods.
What do they eat?
Do they eat? They eat butterflies, wasps, cockroaches, and other spiders.
Well, it doesn't sound too bad.
Do you eat pigeons and rats?
Can you take out the pigeons and rats? Now we're talking, but I'm not sure I want a spider of the size that could take out a pigeon and rat unless he chose to be my friend.
It says we have no evidence they've done any damage to a person or a pet yet.
Yet.
They are venomous.
It's a bit, you know what they look like for those listeners around here? You know what banana spiders look like? Those big black and yellow kind of things. This is what these things look like.
Except they fly.
And
banana spiders are terrifying looking.
That just gives me the willies, man.
Like I don't like those banana spiders. I know they can't hurt you, but they are gross looking.
Big suckers.
I don't like that, man.
The average human eats like 50 spiders over their lifetime that have crawled into their mouth and you just swallowed them.
No way.
Yes.
I've been feeling something weird in my ear. And I was like, I wonder if, because I was out at the river, I wonder if something swam into my ear or something.
I had a friend who got married back in the day when they threw rice, and a piece of rice got in the ear. Seeds got into his ear and it germinated, and it actually started growing.
So you had a rice plant growing?
Well, it was a seed, like bird seed or something.
They always talk to
like growing out of your ear.
When you're a kid, did your folks tell you that if you ate watermelon seeds, a watermelon would grow inside of you?
I'm pretty sure there's one that was one in me for a long time.
Yeah.
I believe that one.
Yeah, it didn't hit me until I was like, late 30s.
Then suddenly that watermelon grew in.
Boy,
and
finally.
I'm still holding it.
Not much sunlight, but it took a while. Yeah, I'm against those things. I'm against bugs flying into your body. I don't like that. I'm against poisonous bugs. I don't like that.
So in the desert, when you're living in Nevada, do you deal with anything? Like,
No.
what is it? Like centipedes? I mean, what exactly are you
I
afraid
mean,
of?
scorpions is like the thing. But it's funny. You don't hear, you can't go more than 2 days without having to wash your windshield off, because there's just bugs everywhere. There's none of that.
Yeah.
It's like, it really is kind of beautiful. And you can sit out on, like we had a balcony off our bedroom, and you can sit out there at night There's no mosquitoes.
Oh, dude.
There's
Flies.
There's no flies. None of that stuff
I don't know if it's my house in particular, and it very likely could be, but the flies this year
are
my
outrageous.
Gosh, yeah.
I
it's
mean, that
pestilence. It's
that
like
gun.
biblical.
You got that salt gun.
I've gone through shakers of salt. I can't kill them fast enough. Literally, this is the worst I've seen in a couple of years. I don't know if it's just there's a dead body close to my house or something that's breeding these things, but there's a lot of them.
One more thing before we get into the lines. Mauricio Dubon last night, who was playing for the Astros because Kyle Tucker is injured. Dubon got upset because Nolan Gorman hit a home run, and I think Nolan Gorman hits a home run every game now, at least for like the last week, which is good for him. He was peeved that an Astros fan, now mind you, this is the home team, an Astros fan kept him from catching a ball that would have been a home run. And I normally would say, get out of the way. Don't reach over the wall. I get that stuff. Who was the little kid that reached over the wall in the Yankees-Orioles game?
Oh, I forget his name.
Was it Jeffrey
It
something?
might have been that. It wasn't
Jeffrey Mayer? Does that sound right?
It's close. He's not. That was not Bartman, but it mattered.
But this was an incident where this ball was clearly a home run. This was going over the fence, no doubt about it. Not only was it going over the fence, it was going well over the fence. Like so the guy in the front row, we're not talking about catching this at crotch level. The guy in the front row put his hands up to catch this at like chest, neck level.
It was self-protection too.
That's the thing. And I get that Dubon would have liked to catch it, but you can't expect the fan to just go, well, I trust our outfielder to make this top play, number one web gym play. He's going to do this, no doubt. And if he doesn't, I might have a broken clavicle, but, I trust our guy. I trust our backup outfielder to make this play. No, you got to put your hand up and try to catch the ball. You've got to. I can't be mad at the fan in this instance.
Would you? But you said you would be mad if they reached over. What if I reached over into the field of play to snag a ball that was headed down like the right field line? Like I snagged it. Or the foul ball that could have been caught and I couldn't reach over and get it. Or obviously the home run for all that. I think baseball promotes that. And if you're going to promote it, you can't tell me other than bring your mitt, and if you have access to the ball, go get it. In fact, they promoted it to the extent that there's parts of the field you better have a glove if you're down the third base line in some of those old school parks, or you're going to end up wearing a ball. So I've never had a problem with a fan even reaching over the line. I know it's the only sport where you can actually interfere with the game as a fan and it be okay, but I don't have a problem with reaching over to get a fly ball. I'm here to do it. You told me to.
What happens if a basketball goes into like the sixth row? Do they come take it from you?
Yeah, they come get it.
That sucks.
I know.
It doesn't seem
the
right.
Incentive to run and get it. What about a puck?
You can keep that.
You keep the puck.
You keep the puck, but a football you have to give back usually.
Those ones that end up on the second deck, I wonder how many of those get returned. The ones that every now and then a kicker will clear the net.
Like, think about this. Let's say you caught let's say they kick a ball that wins the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
You catch that ball, or they haven't won the game yet, but it puts them up.
Yep.
And they come and try to take that ball from you. You don't give it back. No way, right?
No, I don't think so. But is there something on the ticket stub that contractually I have to?
I don't think so.
Well, no, I'm not giving it back. And I've heard stories of teams like bullying people and like, no, you're giving it to us right now.
And they might kick you out of the game.
But
I'd be like,
ball.
Okay, I'm gone. You got me. I'm going to miss the last 45 seconds of the Super Bowl because I think I got myself a winner here.
Was it Tom Brady that offered like some for no, it was Mike Evans that threw a ball into the stands with a touchdown pass. And it was Brady's record setter. And they talked the fan into taking like $100 in gifts from the fan shop or something ridiculous. No, man. I know what this means. You know what this means, how much you want to spend for it.
So my buddy Randy in Houston caught Yordan Alvarez's first home run ball.
So that's a tough one, man, because you want to be good to Yordan. You don't want to be hard, but you're going to hit some others. And
You're going to hit a lot more. Jordan ended up giving him a jersey, a bat, an autographed bat, like a hat, and like met him and took a picture with him. Feels like a good trade.
You know what I said? I said, you know what? I want to do exactly that, but call me on the day you retire.
Oh. The problem with that is
that ball might be a whole lot worth, or
it might be worth
less.
Nothing.
Then I don't mind it, and I still get to meet you. But it could be a lot more. Call me on the day you retire, and we'll talk about this ball.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I always say this about baseball prospects: sell while you can, sell while the selling's good. Jordan hit his first home run. Boy, it might be his last one. He might be Jonathan Singleton 2.0.
But, I get to meet you, and you can sign a bat 3 years if it never happens any better.
That's true. But then your bat's not worth it. I don't know. That's a good one. But I'm also, if you're a fan of the team, though, you just want to do right by the guy.
But I'd want, like, okay, you have to call me every Friday for the next 3 years.
All right, let's get into
pals.
Let's get into the daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You covered, yeah!
Again, not a whole lot in terms of anything non-baseball. Although the Las Vegas Aces minus 410 at Dallas, Minnesota minus 315 at the Sparks. Boy, competitive matchups tonight. Competitive matchups. I was hoping I'd be able to find odds on the Ladies College World Series. You don't see anything.
Really, all that matters to me. Let me look at one last site.
That's a bummer. I did think it was noteworthy that that Novak Djokovic has had to withdraw from the French Open, and now Carlos Alcaraz is basically an even money favorite to win. He's plus 110. Yannick Sinner at plus 210. So no Djokovic, and it sounds like that means I think Alcaraz was the favorite anyway because it's on clay, and he just always wins on clay. I'm gonna go. My favorite play tonight on the board is our guy Paul Skeens.
Back up on the hill,
going against the Dodgers, and the Dodgers can't hit right now. They lost yesterday 1-0 with Glasnow on the mound. So give me the Pirates minus 105 tonight. My play of the day. Rob, it's been fun. We'll see you tomorrow. Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
On your ride to work, it's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson, KTFM Floresville.